getting cast across half my face. You notice that?
I do. Yep.
Like
You don't have a lamp or something up there?
I mean, I have my box light, but I did angle it down earlier. I bet you that's what it is. Hang on one sec. Let me just fix that light.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing on this fine Monday night?
Okay. See if that's any better.
That a little bit. Yeah, just stay right there. Now turn your head.
Whatever. It's fine. I'm not going to die.
Nobody.
Good evening, everybody. Did you say hey already?
I said nobody cares. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Oh, all right. All right.
They're just happy you're here, Massalorian.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let me see who got in the chat. We got Derek. Good evening. Let's get it. Good evening. The Deaf Guy. Backyard Boogie. Good evening. Adrian. What's up? Marco. Adrian, what's up, brother? Marco. Cole. I want to get everybody up I can. Yuckerferda. Good evening. The Deaf Guy. I'm pissed off. Why are you pissed off?
What's up, Tyler? What's making you mad today, Tyler?
Yeah.
Price Natalie of diesel Porter. Fuel.
Price of diesel fuel.
He's a truck driver.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, then that would probably bother me too. Edward, good evening. Let's get it. Michael, the Deaf Guy, we got Yucca. Dr. Joey Bags, good evening. Stephen Peterson, Raphael, what's up, brother? Rafi Hammer, what's going on, guys? Can it be KL? Arthur Martin. Arthur, what's up? Paul, 57. Oh, well, we got all our peeps up in here. 132, according to this. Carl Taylor says, hey, family, just flying the crane at work tonight. What do you do, Carl? Lorne, good evening. T, you want to say hey to some people? BioLife, good evening.
Yep, I got Yucca Frita, Hope for a Generation, Silver Surfer, C-Dub, Lacindro, Edward Alex. You probably said some of these already. Joey Bags, Can It Be? Arthur Martin, KL, Paul, Lauren, BioLife Hemp. You already said his name. James, two James M's. Dude on the couch. What did Adam Aaron say about the synthetics? We might save that for a little bit later.
Lupe, good evening.
There is a video out on that, though.
Yeah, there is.
Sub has the boss. Good evening.
Grandpa Barney, good evening. California Dream Holmes, good evening. James and Farstasticus.
Fartasticles. I want to know the leading theories that you guys have or that you've picked up in the hive out there. What is the leading best theory you've heard tonight for what happened with this 13% run up? I mean, it was more than 13% on the day, but 13% at the close.
Yeah, we have any theories on that why we ran today? Because me and Tony talked about this earlier. And we said, let's open it up tonight for discussion. So we are here. Ralph, good evening. Ralph, Niall, Sub the Boss, Marco, good evening. Truck Nerd, Luigi. I saw Grandpa Barney is here. Good evening, Grandpa. Sajan, Lex, SoCal Ape, and Lupe in the house. Paper Tiger, what's up, brother? How's Michigan? AMC Panda, Pelio, LA, good evening. Arnold, Todd, Kim. Man, a lot of new names for me. These must be a lot of your subs, T. I don't recognize all these names.
Some of them are, yeah. Todd, Kim, Dude on the Couch.
Okay. T, you were just in Dallas, right?
I was.
Kim's asking.
We drove Friday. We left here, I guess, around... The plan was to leave around 3. And I forget what time it was. Scarlett, are you in the other room? Anyways, we left an hour later than we planned. We still got there in plenty of time for the movie. Started at 7. We got there at 6:45. Beautiful theater there. The North Park 15 in central Dallas at the mall. Beautiful. One of the nicest theaters I've seen. But that was a 3-hour drive through rush hour traffic from Austin to Dallas. She had already worked. Scarlett had worked during the day. I had not really slept the night before. And then we had a 3-hour movie and then a 3-hour drive back. So I think by the time I got home from that movie, it was close to 1:30, close to 2 in the morning.
Wow. That's a long day.
Yeah, my gas bill, my fuel bill was like triple what it cost me for the movie and popcorn.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Man. Crazy. How was the movie? What would you get?
Okay, so the movie was Elvis. It's almost 3 hours long. You do not need to be an Elvis fan, I would submit humbly, to enjoy this movie. If you like music and you like biographical type films, they did a great job of taking a potentially very boring topic and making it entertaining, making it funny as long as it could be, shedding some new angles on Elvis's life. If you don't know his whole history, there was a little BB King in there, and who else did I say? Little Richard.
Yes,
Little
Richard. Yeah.
And yeah, I learned a few new things about Elvis, and then at the end, of course, you know, we all know how Elvis's life ended. So the end of the movie was a little bit dark, but that was unavoidable. Overall, highly rated. I saw on the headlines today that movie knocked Top Gun Maverick out of the #1 slot for this weekend, bringing in close to 32 million for the weekend.
Yep.
So, and audiences generally approve. And this is a older demographic typically that is expected to go see a movie like this. So good to see. Good to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Good to see that the boomers are coming out, right? Boomers are coming to the flicks. Want to keep that up. Justin, good evening. Leah, Alaya, AMC Panda, Niall, good evening. BC, G Strong, Clark, how you doing, brother? California Dream Homes, can it be? I think we got LA. I got. Oh, I'm gonna put your name up for Saskatchewan because I can't pronounce it. So you will continue to always be up there. PC3, what's up, bro? Good to see you too. Good to see you too. Grandpa Barney says we ran up because you didn't finish the video, T. Oh boy.
When we were in Dallas, KC Shaw was there. Of course, I knew that KC was going to be there. I had thought about going up to meet Adam Aaron, and that's a long drive. And then once KC said he was going, I'm like, all right, I'm in. So we bought our tickets, and I put the word out on the street. And AMC Airman also joined us. One of our subs. You probably know him, Massalorian, right?
Yeah, I noticed him right away. I recognized him. I was like, is that AMC Airman you with? Remember?
That was him in the photo. Him and his wife. He and his wife were there, along with KC Shaw and his wife, and myself and Scarlett. And what else was I going to say? Oh, about meeting Adam Aaron. Yeah, there was a long ass line of people to get photos with Adam Aaron. So I got mine snapped as quick as I could. And then KC was still taking his time, being patient like KC is. And we were outside talking, and I texted KC, and then when he got his photo, he came outside and we filmed a little video segment that you guys may have seen on YouTube. And as we were wrapping that up, funny story, who comes walking out but Adam Aaron by himself with some police escort. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, police escort, he's worried about being taken out by the Hedgies, right? Yep. This is a Mo-ass confirmation. If I've ever seen
Griffin jump out of a bush.
Yes, if I've ever seen it, that was Mo-ass confirmation. And I knew deep in my heart that we were going to run up about 15% today just based on that, because Adam had heavy security. Now, someone told me later that those were just cops that wanted a free movie. I don't know. Possible. But Adam, we basically walked all the way curbside outside the mall with Adam and got to chat with him on the way out. Casey had to peel off and go a different direction.
Oh, really?
But yeah, made a little small talk, made a connection. Told him we were YouTubers, and we'll see. You know, it's all about making connections. No, I did not hit him up on day one about the synthetics. It's you know, you have to. This is something you
Use
have
tact.
to ease your way into.
You need tact. Be tactful.
But he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy.
Awesome.
And it was
What a great story.
Very enthusiastic crowd. And God dang, man, that theater was absolutely packed. And I saw photos from other people that night in other cities, packed. Everybody. So maybe we'll end up June and second quarter okay after all. I'm looking for 2.5 billion. Can we do it? We got a couple more days.
We might be very close. We might be very close to getting that number. We might be very close. This is probably one of our best shots, I think, besides Q4, of hitting that 2.5. This is, I think, one of our best shots. And unfortunately, we got totally porked on Lightyear. That should have been already at 250 million right now. No questions asked. That should be a $250 million movie, hands down. And Disney and Pixar are just blowing it right now. Opinionated assholes, what's up, brother? Polestar or neighborhood stripper, better position moving forward? T. Stripper or Polestar?
I did a video on Polestar on Friday after doing 2 days of due diligence on it. And I'm not surprised at all to see it pop. But I mean, everybody's known about GGPI for a while, right? This is what I call fake euphoria. All we did was switch the ticker name and potentially add a bunch of new shareholders that after 180 days are going to come out of shareholder lockup. So just play the day trade, play the swing trade, and knock yourself out. There's opportunities there if you're smart and you play it smartly, but don't be surprised to see a pullback back to the $9 to $10 range. So when I add my long-term hold for Polestar, I'll be looking for that price range. And I think in a couple days or a couple weeks, we'll see that thing settle back down. And if the entire market gets rug pulled later this year because of Jerry Powell and the administration, then may have a better opportunity than $9. So I'm patient. I'm being patient for my long term.
Right on.
Have not added any Polestar for long term hold yet.
I heard a rumor that possibly, well, I don't think it's a rumor, but that we were 3-1 today on calls to put on AMC. I'm guessing off this price action, which makes sense, right? People get amped and they start thinking, oh, we're definitely going to hit these, looking out short term, thinking we're going to run up to some crazy numbers again like we did last time, which is possible, right? But beware of a bull trap, guys. Be very careful. Very careful.
Yeah, I hope we do. I noticed my July $16 calls were up 90% today. But
really?
that was, I mean, not from what I bought them at, because I bought them a couple of weeks ago, but from if you would have bought them Friday, you buy these calls when things look dire. That's what you got to do. You don't want to buy in a run up.
Right.
I mean, you can, and maybe it'll be a great play if it runs up to 34 again, or 70 or 700 or 7,000. But I like making money on these, even if it's just a small run up. So I try and buy them when it drops 10, 12. Great time to buy calls.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just, I think a lot, I'm assuming a lot of that came off this move today. I mean, we still looking back at the chart and the daily, I mean, we basically stair stepped like almost perfectly, right? Literally. It was like one of the nicest stair steps I've seen in a while. So
I'm looking at the chart here. It's just like 45, 50, 60 degree angles straight up.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But really, you're not going to see me too excited over a $14 price. I got to see at least 16 and then the launch from there. The last big run up that we had to $34 started at $16, and then it moved up to 20-ish, 21. So 14 is a good start, but let's get to 16 and 20 before we start getting overly giddy.
Right. And I just told Tony before we came on, I'll get giddy when we go past 72. That's when you'll see Mass excited. The Vineyard says, T, did you mention Popcoin to Adam Aaron?
I did not.
Okay.
No, I wanted to leave a very pleasant, and that's tough for me, but a pleasant feeling with Adam Aaron about Tony Denaro and KC Shaw. Whether KC gets the first interview or I do, I didn't want to ruin it for everybody by just jumping down his throat about crypto coins and synthetics and yada yada yada. You got to finesse these things.
Yes, absolutely. Just pray he doesn't come to Boston, because the Massalorian will use some Greek finesse and get up in that ass and get him on the channel. I'm just kidding. But that's awesome though. And that theater, you said it was packed that day. How many movie theaters are in that house?
15.
And packed, huh? Parking lot was packed.
Yeah, if you wanted popcorn and soda and you didn't have the Stubbs membership or Premier, whatever they call it, that KC has it and I have it. But there were like 40 plus people in line for the non-AMC membership, and they just kept on calling everybody from the Stubbs membership line.
Really?
And I could just see steam rising out of the ears of these other people that were waiting in the regular line. They probably wanted to go see their movie, but I mean, there were a lot of apes there in the Stubbs line waiting to get their popcorn too. So
that's what, yeah.
There were like 8 registers and 6 of them were taking care of Stubbs members.
Right. Okay, cool. LA just said that was the crowd mostly apes. So yeah, there was a good number of apes now. That's awesome. Was AMC Ammon the only one you recognized?
Yeah, I seen on Twitter that there were quite a few other people there. No one that I recognized and no one that recognized me. But apparently there were a lot of folks there, and the theater was at least probably 70% AMC investors. I want to give a shout out to CSI. Is he really in the chat?
I don't know. Let me look.
Yeah, there he is. Common Sense Investor. So, hey, CSI, I don't know. I gave you a shout out on my afternoon live stream because CSI was brave and called out someone who was making videos saying not to hashtag AMC and not to talk about it on social media. And I saw in his comments that CSI was getting a lot of hate from that guy's fan base. And I just want to say, CSI, you are 100% correct. So just ignore all those hateful comments that you're getting, because those people are just lemmings. Sorry if you're one of the lemmings, but there is zero reason to stop hashtagging AMC. As CSI correctly pointed out, social sentiment tracking has been going on for a decade, 12 years, since Twitter ever
2008.
started. Yeah. This is nothing new. You don't need to delete any tweets. That's exactly what the bad guys would want, is for all of the social sentiment to crater on this thing. So CSI, sorry you had to deal with that from those dickwads, but good on you for putting the video out. And I'm trying to talk about it too. I'm getting my own share of hate on Twitter.
What was the story behind that? Like what was the statement that was made specifically? What was he contradicting?
I mean, the statement was Citadel's launching a special social media tracking program, and they're going to try and make you look bad by showing that you were talking about AMC, and maybe they won't even pay you out on your play. So you better go delete all your tweets, all your Facebook posts, any mentions of AMC, and whatever you do, don't hashtag AMC in anything, because they're tracking you. And the one thing that I did agree with in that other guy's video, not CSI, but the other guy, is don't be threatening people. And that is, I think all of us can agree, right? You shouldn't be threatening. You should not be threatening anybody. That is, even though I've heard other people do it on their channel, didn't they tell Didn't he tell some SEC people that he wanted to execute them or something? I don't know. I'm just rambling. But yes, don't threaten people on Twitter. That's never a good idea. But you should not be afraid to use social media to be social and to hashtag stuff. They're not deciding if AMC goes to $14 or $70 because of your fucking tweets. I'm sorry, that's just not how it works.
No, it's not. Thank you, T. Thank you, T. Thank you. James M, just real quick before I forget, whatever is troubling you, my friend, I hope you overcome it. I don't know what you're dealing with right now, but I hope you're doing okay. So, all right. So that was the thing. So now we're going to go back and delete all of our social media posts on AMC. This sounds more like cancel culture to me. This is what someone who's about to get canceled would do.
Cat Zone, hang on one second. Cat Zone says you're way off. He did not say to be threatening people or bullying. Is that what I said?
I don't believe so. No,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure what I said was I agreed with him that you should not be threatening anybody. That was the one thing he said that I agree with. That's stupid. Don't be threatening people on social media. Yeah. But everything else, fair game. Yes. And a lot of people measure and report on social sentiment. And if it dies, this play very well could die with it.
Yeah, we got the community is a huge part. I mean, it's such a huge aspect of AMC. The community and the sentiment it's a deal breaker if we lose that. So it's really important. Grandpa Barney says, Tony Mass, up or down tomorrow on AMC? Today the shorts buying back in or them screwing with us. So let me see. I'm going to tell you, T, what I found in the chat. Some people responded. They think it had to do with the Russell, a little declosing, rebalancing of the books, and I guess closing of out positions for a little D. So do you think any of those things were affected?
Well, I'll just tell you, I'll tell you my little scientific process. I mean, we talked about this last week. The Russell 1000 rebalancing happens at the end of the day on Friday, right? So you saw some tickers bump at the end of trading, or some of them bumped right in after hours. You guys saw that. Those are trades. So the rebalancing happened on the 27th. That's the date that they do it. There should not have been any carryover to today. But I mean, obviously there was some price action today. So what happens? What happened? Was it Russell 1000 carryover? I mean, that is a legit question to ask. So I looked at 10 other tickers that were added to the Russell 1000 on Friday, and none of them had this type of movement. Right. Some of them were down. Some of them were flat. Some of them were up 2%. So, I mean, you can create whatever theory you want, but I'm going to go based on evidence. And unless I saw everything that was new to the Russell 1000 running up 15% today, I can't really get behind that theory, especially since from everything that I know, the rebalancing had to be finished on Friday. Right.
Right. And CSI is in the chat. He heard donuts and came running. I guess that's what happened. I guess that's what went down. Jeff says, people say the synthetics are hidden in the derivatives market. What is your opinion about that? I know, Jeff, we've talked about that. And Elia, I'm going to Greece as soon as probably before we MOAS, hopefully. Oh, hopefully after we MOAS, but I may be going before. Jeff said, did I just ask you that? Yeah, synthetics are hidden in the derivatives market. So we've talked about this before, right, T? That we think that this is a good possibility.
Yep. And can you star Scrappy's comment about Redbox so we can come back to that?
Sure. Scrappy is the name?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Well, so synthetics, just a brief recap on a synthetic share by Wall Street definition is a share that is created through derivatives. So I've done videos on this, how you can create your own synthetic shares. By going and buying calls and puts, you can create a synthetic share. There are other forms of synthetics that Wall Street doesn't really call it a synthetic, but we in our vernacular and the ape community still call them synthetics, FTDs, naked shorts. rehypothecated shares. But if I'm looking at derivatives, yes, there's absolutely synthetics in derivatives, because that is the technical definition of a synthetic share. It's created by buying certain options to replicate the performance of a share of stock or 100 shares of stock. There are also exotic derivatives like the Archegos story, where he was trading in exotic derivatives, didn't even really own too many shares of anything.
No.
He was all in on derivatives. And once it went against him,
yeah.
Once it went against him, he was screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I hope they are.
Yep.
I hope they are.
Agreed. Mike Millspell, what's up, brother? Mike says AMC short interest. We're like right under 22%, I think, today. I thought it was 21 point something or 22 point. It's under 23, I believe. Liz Clayman, good evening. By the way, Liz Clayman, Ron Sampson. Let me say hey to some people in here that just came in. Joined us. Dufresne, good evening. IPDK's Pool, good evening. Vineyards, Lex Lucy. Dr. Dazzle, Kiwi Girl, good evening. Or good afternoon, actually, Kiwi Girl. Country Pride. Let's see. Rich Greenfield, Cyrus Jones. Just want to make sure we get some shouts here. Bill Biv DeVoe's in the house from the Bean. The Cat Zone, Sergeant Beef, Liz Clayman's Whistle. Good evening, Liz Clayman's Whistle. Thomas B. Susan Harbor, good evening, girl. Susan Harbor's in the house. Mexican Silverback. Man. Okay, a lot of people just joined us. So if I didn't call you out yet, I apologize. Blake, good evening. I think I got mostly everyone. Let's go back to Scrappy's comment. Pin messages. Yeah. Yeah. So Mike, that short interest, I think. Did you see it? What it was? I can look it up.
Short interest on AMC.
Yeah, I thought it was 21 point something.
I looked at it at the end of the trading day. I think it was still around 22, 23%, but the cost to borrow average was like 34% on AMC, which is pretty nice.
CTB,
pretty nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So on Redbox, what I said on one of my recent videos, as I was spending a few days reading through shit ton of 2 to 100 page documents, filings on Redbox, just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. There was that one that had the warrants on it, and it also had 60 million shares. And I kind of just parked that because I didn't want to spend a lot of time having to get the exact right explanation on that if Redbox was just going to crater down. And I'm keeping an eye on the Ortex to see if there is additional dilution coming in from these warrants or potentially anything else. But I did reach out to investor relations at Redbox, and they answered me. And then I did a follow-up question, which now it's been since the 22nd that they have not answered my follow-up question. Wonder why. But her first answer was that the 60 million that was listed on that filing was not a new share offering. She said we had suspended our initial registration statement and recently reinstated it. I said, okay, well, that's a good way of walking around the question. Was that new? Was that new potential dilution? That's all I really wanted to know.
Right.
Telling me you suspended it and reinstated it did not directly answer my question. And I sent her back a very specific follow-up, and she hasn't answered. So I'll bug them some more tomorrow, but I don't want to rabbit hole on Redbox if it's just going to go down, you know.
I didn't even notice. What did it close at today?
$8.43.
$8 down 50%. Oof. Oofa. That hurts. That hurts. Another YouTuber is pushing for retailers to do DRS. What do we think? I know me and Tony have talked about this on the collabs before many times, Fisher. Nothing wrong with it, but I know me and Tony like having access to our shares immediately and not having to go through any process to have access to them. So DRS, I think if you're holding blue chip stocks long term, or even just something that you're parking for a while, I don't think it's an issue. But if you're looking to get into a short squeeze or a situation like that, or you don't want to be DRS in your shares unless you think it's whatever you're waiting for is a long ways off, and hopefully ours is sooner than later.
Yeah.
So you want to add to that?
When I worked in the corporate world and we had the ability to buy employee stock purchase plans, I used computer share and DRS. I got no problem with it, but I wasn't playing that for a short squeeze, and I wasn't needing to pull them out in a couple seconds notice potentially. So I think if you're sending shares over there to park and you don't care about when or at what price you sell it, or you don't care about a herd of apes coming into a small funnel to try and sell 400 million shares all at once, whatever. They don't have 400 million shares at DRS. I think it's 7,000 people have registered.
Yep.
But I just don't want to deal with all that. It's a great way to take shares out of lending. If I understand it correctly, I know Charlie's vids made some video saying that's not true. I just really don't have the interest in chasing all that down.
Yeah.
I think that whatever happens, GameStop is way ahead of us on DRSing, and they're not squeezing. So it hasn't been an advantage to them. So it's not something I care to push. I got 4 or 5 times X more people to talk to in AMC.
Good point.
So I got to pick my battles wisely, and that's just not something I choose to spend my time on, but I'll support anyone who's doing it.
Yep. Tatiana Leonardson says Melvin wrap up. I didn't think specifically of Melvin, but yeah, they were supposed to be cleaned up by June 30th. They were going to have exited out of their positions by the end of the month, or it might have even been today. Today's the 28th.
Yeah, someone floated that idea at the end of my live stream today. Maybe today was the Melvin wrap up.
Could be
that made this run up, and I think that was probably one of the best answers I've heard.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Didn't even think of it. Yep. That's why this is the exact purpose why we go live. We spread info and then we make calculated moves and brainless decisions, right? Not brainless decisions. Is everyone paying attention? I'm almost said what's shaking bacon, but I was scared I'd get hungry. I'm famished right now, Susan. You have no idea. All right. So Liz Clayman's birthday is the 10th, and we saw the 6th and the 4th. All birthdays, and March 3rd. Oh, man. Let me see here. By the way, did we answer his question? And who said Melvin wrap up? Tatiana, great call.
Which question?
Great question. Did we say, did you answer the question about Al? Did you actually answer his question? Or did we go off on a tangent there? And Stanley was asking about Max Payne. I was going to ask you that too. Did you guys go over Max Payne today in the live stream, T?
I didn't even look at Max Payne. I don't typically worry about Max Payne on Monday, but I'll pull it up here real quick.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way.
Swaggy stonks. Max Payne for this week is $12. $12.
Tony says we boycotted AMC. We're not buying or selling. It will be in the grave. AMC will not get any more support from retail investors. They're done.
Is that a question, or is he just being
I don't know.
Is he just trolling?
I think trolling. But I like to give everyone a chance to speak.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Tony is correct. Rebound to the Russell. This was not the beginning of the MOAS. Oh, opinionated assholes. I don't think it was the beginning of the MOAS. I mean, I don't know that, but this could just be a very temporary move. Considering what happened across the market today, I would take today as an anomaly rather than the norm. Doc Zeno, good evening, man. Apparition shares. I haven't heard anyone use that before. I like that. That's great. Apparition shares. So Tony, a couple people asked about a couple movers in the questions.
Let me guess. Mullen, Redbox, Revlon.
Revlon, Tough Built, and VRS.
Yeah. Someone floated Tough Built in my live stream today, and I declined to talk about it because of the chart. and I said I would look at it when I had time, and I haven't had time yet. But if we go back and just look at the chart for Tough Built, it ran up to a high of 200. Oh wait. Oh no, maybe I was looking at the wrong chart earlier. Was I looking at the wrong chart? Is it TBLT?
I believe so. Yeah, ticker. Yeah, I believe so. TBLT.
Maybe I was looking at the wrong one this afternoon. TBLT, the high was $20 and it dropped all the way down to $1.39. So that type of chart usually tells me that something bad is going on with this company. And I can't just answer, is it going to pop? Is it a short squeeze? Yada, 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 without spending a lot more time figuring out why it lost 80 to 90% of its value in a couple months.
Thomas B is stuck on AMC. You know what? Honestly, when we hit 84.32 for Thomas B, that's when I'll be excited. Forget all-time highs. 84.32 is my number. That was the first time you will see Mass go live spur of the moment with excitement. Lionel, good evening. I'm Z. Thomas B. Lex Lucy. I just want to make sure I say hey to everyone. Doc Zeno's in the house. What's up, Doc? I saw KY.
Doc Zeno.
Yeah. Who did
Sergeant
I miss here?
Beef.
Tony Tanko. KYP was on here earlier. I saw Leave No 8 Behind. I just don't want to miss anyone. But I think I got everybody. I think I'm caught up right now. Wait, did I just see AMC Airman was in here? Yeah, he's in here. AMC Airman.
What's up, Airman?
Tony, tell AMC Airman what happened when I saw him in the video.
Well, you knew it was him immediately.
Yeah, I recognized
Is that
you.
AMC Airman?
Well, that's crazy. I'm like, is that AMC Airman? He's like, yeah, how'd you know?
Good. Massalorian's got a good eye.
I'm like, that looks like AMC Airman. That's crazy. Jamie, good evening. Tally, J. Beebs, John Curtis, Dr. Dazzle, Robert J.K., Maximus, Jesse Matthews, good evening. Nick C., Jesse Rodriguez, David Kovakis, Steve 71, Jesus Rodriguez, Real Rugged DIY. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Forks, good evening. CSI going to announce the stream in my Discord, says the Common Sense Investor. Maybe for tomorrow. Jesse says hello from New Zealand. Good afternoon, buddy. How are you today? I know we have someone else from New Zealand in here, so we know right now it is afternoon there. And if you can find her in the chat, she's under a very inconspicuous name. Oh, let's see. Froggy Styles pushing for DRS. Is that true?
Maybe he was the one that they were referring to, that someone's talking about it. Like I said, I'll support anyone who's talking about it. I just don't have time to deal with it myself. Too many other irons in the fire.
Susan Harbor. Let's see. VT Shad, good evening. Tony D coming to town oh, by the way, how much is gas right now in Texas? You said you spent more on gas. What is your price per gallon right now?
I don't know the price per gallon. I know I spent $80 total going to Dallas and back.
And that's how many miles approximately? Like 200?
180 miles. And that was in Scarlett's little fuel efficient car.
Oof.
It's about 429 in town, but on the highway, they bump up the price a little bit. So okay. I don't know. We probably paid $4.40-ish a gallon.
So double what it was last year. Tammy, good evening. She's watching on Roku streaming on TV. Nice. That's awesome. Let's see. I said what's up to Adrian in the house. VT. By the way, Adrian, did you get my message? VT, good evening. Debbie Smith. Good evening, Debbie Smith. Debbie says, hi, guys. Love you both. Thank you for putting the time for us to invite Cat Striker. Join sometimes. She's my hero. I'm trying to think. Have I reached out to Cat Striker before? I have, Debbie. Yeah. Yep, I haven't heard back
MC,
from her.
thank you for supporting the channel. And Roseanne, yes, if we hit 16 tomorrow or any day this week, I'll do a shot with you. Absolutely. That means my calls will be in the money. That is worth celebrating.
Evolve Radio says, "Who is the SEC's intelligence agency? They have drones over my house for almost a year and Evolve Radio. What's the size of your portfolio? Give me a brief description of it. Are we talking? How many digits are we talking? That the SEC's got drones over the crib. I don't know. No, it's Evolve Radio. I don't know.
I know. Maybe it's one of his alt accounts.
Yeah. Why is Froggy pushing DRS? I have no idea. No idea. Very, very interesting though. What?
Some people were asking about other tickers. I'm going to run through a couple real quick. Mullen, I know there's a few people still pushing Mullen going to $20. I heard a guy saying he was going to live stream all day today till it went over $3 and that it would hit 20 later this week. Mullen is a very, it's a risky play. I do have some calls on Mullen that I bought last week for $2, $2 strikes, but I'm fully prepared that I'm going to lose all that money. Mullen is only about 12% short interest, and they're diluting, and they didn't ever really come forward with their promised announcement from the CEO, not that I'm aware of anyways, of this Fortune 500 company that they were going to announce a deal with by the end of Q2. How many days they got left, Massalorian? 27th.
20.
They got a couple days left.
3
days left. Redbox, I think is done, but if it gets new life, I'll play it on momentum. Boxed. Sorry, I heard someone call it Box D. Now it's stuck in my brain. Boxed, the wholesale bulk company that targets customers that don't have a Costco within a short drive. Maybe like if you're in downtown New York or you're out in rural Nebraska. Those are their target customers. Someone who doesn't have a wholesale warehouse club nearby is box customers. I like the idea, but they've been struggling since COVID's kind of tapering off, and they're having to do all sorts of stuff to drum up extra money. The short interest is not really that high on boxed, and they had a massive price drop after 6 months at $10. They dropped at the beginning of June from like $10 down to $1.50 because of shares unlocking. Had those founder shares and all the stuff that comes along with SPACs.
Yep.
Well, their 180 days was up, and this is what I want you guys to remember for Polestar. And we'll talk about it. I'll be talking about Polestar when we get to that point. But these SPACs, they have all these early investor shares that get unlocked after a certain point. Well, when boxed unlock date hit, everybody sold, plus someone started shorting it, and that just tanked the stock. And to be honest, if I saw someone do a really good write-up, sorry, I forget the guy's name, on Reddit, that compared the actual value of boxed to a comparable company, and the comp was him and hers. You've heard of that one?
No.
You never heard of him and hers? Airman, Amos Airman. Have you heard of him and hers? At any rate, I would say the fair price of box is probably $1.50 or $2, if that. So does that mean that it can't get some retail momentum and that it could run up to $2, $3, $4, $5? It does not mean that. Absolutely, that could happen, but I would put this as another retail versus retail play.
Yes.
Just my take. I could be wrong. I'm often wrong, right? I'm usually wrong. But if it got running, I'd jump in for a few hours. But be careful, people telling you it's going to run back up to $10. And it might, but have protection, right? Trailing stop loss.
Right. And for everyone who was talking all that crazy talk back in March and April about plays coming in and distracting retail, Well, here they are, guys. These are them. These are the same shit that came around last June after we ran up to 72. It was the Clove and the Wendy's and everything else. And now it's Revlon and Boxed and, you know, Tough Built and anything to take away from the moneymaker. I get it. I get it. It's tempting to try to make that quick cash. Just don't get caught holding the bag on that. Evolve Radio. I might have to travel to where you are and either debunk or verify this claim of yours. How far do I have to travel from the East Coast to get to where the SEC flies over your house? If it's a short enough trip, I might attempt it. Christian Princess, good evening. Going to see the Elvis movie tomorrow night at my local AMC theater. Good evening, Christian Princess. Tony just saw it with, I don't know if you saw Tony's video, but he just saw that with Adam Aaron, actually, in KC. Oh, Aaliyah asked, what is DRS? Is direct registered shares, Aaliyah. It's, and it's something that someone mentioned in the chat here about, it might have been Kiwi Girl, said, wasn't that something Ken Griffin was involved with? What was his connection to computer share? I don't remember what exactly it was. I know Robinhood had a connection to Say Technologies, but what was Citadel's connection to computer share?
I don't know. I faintly recall watching Charlie's vids many months ago, making a case that DRS and computer share were all tied in with the DTCC and that you're not really separating your shares like you think you are. I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and watch that video and evaluate it for correctness or not. But you guys can go check that out. It was several months back. And then let me know your thoughts if you have a chance to look at it.
Pam, good evening, Pam. Pam's going to the movies. I don't know if I missed her or not yet, but she's going to a movie right now. I don't know which one. Christian Princess says, I could see a spike happening, but no Moash yet. Definitely could see a spike.
Priscilla has a great question. If Melvin Capital covered its positions today, and that's what caused AMC to run, wouldn't that have made GameStop run up also? I think that's a fair question, Priscilla.
I think
unfortunately, we're all just guessing because no one knows. You know, they don't report short positions, and I didn't see that Melvin had any calls or puts or long position in AMC or GameStop. So, as far as I know, they weren't in either one of these plays.
Right.
At the moment, right, in the current quarter, their last filings.
As of last filing.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know if they had open short positions still in AMC or not. Maybe they got out of GameStop last year and they were still hanging on to AMC. Who knows? Because unfortunately, thanks to Gary Gensler moving really slow, we don't get that kind of data.
Right. And not planning on getting it anytime soon. PC3, I am the 30th of August, so I'll take it then. I wouldn't mind a little birthday trip at all. They're saying Hood is going to get bought out, says the Vineyards. VT was asking about Tough Built, Tony. That's who was asking about it. Philip Burgess, good evening. They're saying Hood's going to get bought out. Who's going to buy Hood out? I didn't hear that. Was there some rumor going around that Hood was going to get bought out by someone?
Well, Robinhood, has been struggling because of bleeding customers and crypto, right? I'm gonna look up Tough Built a little more in detail now that we're relaxed and the market's not open.
I'll go through the comments. Go ahead.
So Robinhood got an upgrade today with a price target of 950. So we saw Robinhood go up, and Coinbase got a downgrade. But I think, just my guess, that's based on gut feeling, that Robinhood moving up today will be a very short-lived rally. That was just people buying it on this little analyst recommendation today. They're trying to trick people back into the play. Did anything fundamentally get better at Robinhood? No.
Not that I'm aware of. Nope.
And by the way, Massalorian, I did buy puts on Coinbase finally today. I've been talking about it for a few weeks.
Did we talk about this story too? And we said that, I don't know if I should say this in the air, but this is one of the only SPACs that we ever, not SPACs, but ever direct offerings that we jumped in on without letting the price settle and take a look at it. So me and Tony both did the same thing on Coinbase, which is unbelievably amazing. And we didn't find out about it just recently. Because when did
Jumped in on the IPO day. Jumped in on the IPO. Yeah. I broke my cardinal rule.
Me too. We both did. Me and Tony. And that was totally random that we talked about it. But yeah, we both broke our cardinal rule on that one stock. How crazy is that? It's so crazy. Big B said this week is just another pump and dump. Had you saying retail, please buy up your option. Yes, 3 to 1, Big B. 3 to 1 calls to puts. So that tells you everything you need to know right there. They are tugging on the heartstrings. Tell Dog, good evening. How you doing tonight? Tell Dog's in the house. Roseanne, I see. Wife's boyfriend. Good evening, Roseanne. Myself, R. Badglio, Jamie Cleveland, Tommy Ton. I just want to try and get some shout outs here, guys, so I don't miss anyone. Stephen Barnhart, good evening. John Curtis, Miguel, Frankie, Dips Patel, good evening. KYP, I saw you, girl. Common Sense Investor, Radstar 7311, Jesse Matthews, and Corey Ryder. Let's see. Casey just said something interesting here, and I might have already. Wow, that's crazy. I can't go back. I can only go back so far in the messages, Tony, on this. I thought I had access to the whole chat from here.
Are you asking me a question or just making a statement?
I'm talking to myself, I guess, out loud.
I'm reading this Tough Built. Is this correct? Tough Built. And this says June 17th, 2022. Tough Built today announced the pricing of a public offering. Oh, maybe that's what made it go down.
Oh, they're offering shares, doing a share offering?
They're doing, they did a share offering of 3 million shares plus an additional 3 million warrants at a public price of $1.90 per share. So you get, I guess you're getting common stock and a warrant for $1.90.
MC, good evening, brother.
This is why I hate doing this live. I need to have time to process this in my brain, so I don't give misinformation.
No, that's the way you do it, right? Don't. I mean, don't start now. We got a good track record with not flubbing up information all across the board. So try and keep that streak going.
They did a 1 for 150 reverse stock split 2 months ago.
Wow.
This is a hot mess. Yeah, I don't even waste my time generally with companies that are doing this sort of nonsense.
That's crazy.
There's so many other good plays. Why chase dogs?
I know. Yeah, exactly. Priscilla, good evening. Natalie, good evening. Mr. Simon, what's up, brother? Melvin Capital covered its position today. Wouldn't GME have run up also? Yes, yeah. I mean, supposedly that's what sunk their boat, right? Was GME. So good point, Priscilla. Absolutely. Cyrus, by the way, Cyrus, can you put your comment back up, man? I wanted to read it, but I lost it, and now I can't get it again. But can you put your last comment up if you remember what it was, my friend?
Someone said, Tony, what was the first stock you ever purchased? It wasn't a stock. It was actually a convertible bond funding the voyage of the Mayflower from England to United States.
What?
Denny, thank you for the support. Denny, wow. Big shout out to Denny Held.
Denny, thank you. I can't see it, but thank you, Denny.
I don't remember the very first stock that I bought. I started investing back, prior to the .com bubble. So it was all tech stocks. Any tech stock you can think of back in the day, I was buying stock, mostly options, and then I was sinking 15% of my paycheck because I was in corporate life back then. 15% of my paycheck into 401k, various index funds, and another 10% of my paycheck I was putting in the ESPP. So I was already saving 25% of my paycheck in balanced stuff, and then whatever money I had left over, I was just gambling on options and stupid little shit until the .com shit crashed.
Back in 2000.
Yeah. Mid 1990s, early 1990s, all the way up to when things started cratering. But initially, you know, what I was first putting my money in was real estate. I bought 3 duplexes before all of that.
Okay. Someone asked, no, I can't see it anymore. Never mind. Let's see. Everyone's doing gas prices right now. $5.49 in Portland. Holy crap. Jeez. That's crazy. $7 in California. How do we get on gas here? I don't even know. Oh, someone was asking again about Melvin, and possibly their run up. Yes, that's what some people have assumed that could be what it is. Priscilla brought that up tonight, which was a great point. MC, if I didn't say thank you yet, brother, thank you so much, man. If I didn't say thank you yet, Junior, thanks. Yeah. Yep.
Is it too early to wonder aloud, like some people in the comments are saying, how Mr. Assness is feeling about his dare to the apes after today?
What was it again? You're gonna have to remind me.
The dude from the hedge fund late last week that dared people to run up AMC.
That, yeah, good point. Yeah, he was daring people, right? Go ahead, run it up. I don't give a shit. That's right. That's what the comment was. Stephen Williams said, I just remembered it top of my head. What's Citadel going to Congress? This is a story from Massalorian, got written all over it. What is the deal with that? This is the first you're hearing of it?
Are you asking me?
Yes. Yes.
He's repeating nonsense from the Grifter channel.
Okay.
Citadel's going to Congress, and they're going to take all of your tweets to put you in jail and not pay you for your AMC play.
That's where that's coming from?
Yeah.
Cassius, good evening. The Baker of Wall Street. Presidential pre-roll, the Baker of Wall Street, $6.79 for cash, $6.99 in Sacramento. Jeez. Mike, good evening. 46 migrants found dead in a semi in Texas. Jeez. I saw a crazy video the other day of Border Patrol pulling over a box truck, and there was a sealed wooden crate that you would use to ship the Ark of the Covenant, and inside it were like 50 South American migrants jammed up inside there, closed with nails. They had to open with crowbars. It is getting crazy down there. And what happened? Some girl just took a Democratic, who's the girl down there? Myra something Flores just took the first time she took the congressional seat.
Unbelievable.
Flipped it from blue to red. That's crazy.
Republican won.
A Latino girl
in a district that has been Democrat for decades. I forget how long, but people are getting crazy. People are getting tired of this storyline that you hear in the media that everyone in the nation wants open borders. I mean, these poor towns down in south part of Texas, don't believe everything the media is telling you. And a lot of these people have family that came over the legal way, and they're kind of pissed. They're kind of pissed that they got ripped off.
Yep. They waited 10 years, some of them sometimes, just to clear and be able to work. I mean, it's really a spit in the face to everyone who did this the right way and went through the process and waited and was denied and sent back to Mexico. And now, you know, it's a bad look.
Now, that's not to say that everybody in South Texas feels that way. I have Democrat friends down there that are fully supportive of the president's policies, right? Just like everywhere else, you know, many places are very closely 50-50 split. But this was a head-turner election, getting whatever her name was, Representative Flores elected.
Flores, yeah.
Head-turner, a stunner.
Absolutely. KD Sweaty, Mud Puddle, good evening, guys. Future Whale Fisher, No 3Z, Priscilla. I just want to say hey to some people. QQWW, Pelio, and 801 Ape Nation. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Good evening. I saw Bobby M Investor in here. I didn't say hey to him yet. Stephen Williams. Bobby M, what's up, brother? Let's see.
Jake, shout out to you in West Texas.
West Texas.
West, the city.
Shorts are sweating like a prostitute in church right now, said Robert J.K. I know socks have been on fire. This is true. This is true. Let's see if they can keep this run going. I'd be interested. Let's see. No, 3 times on the SPY. And SPY closed down today. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We did. Numbers, letters, Clover. Hate that stock. Kiwi girl. Come to Ohio. That's not that far. I can get there, Evolver. I need to see some of this tape, though, bro. You got to get a hold of me. I need to see. You have film of this? I need to see it. I need to see that. MMAT. So a lot of people asked about that in the chat. MMAT, have you looked into that today on the live stream at all?
I did not look at MMAT today. Let me check it here real quick. I have it on my watch list for swing trading or day trading. MMAT. Where is it? Oh, it's showing that it was in the red. Meta. It took a MMAT's been doing this cycle between $1 and $2. Let me go back a few days. You remember when back in June of 2021 it ran up to over $21?
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. In the beginning of the summer.
Since then, it's trailed all the way back down to $1. So it's not really a stock that I'm interested in following, but it did get a, let's see, this was the 24th, a massive rundown on massive volume. 70 million shares. I don't know what happened on the 24th, but it fell. $1.94 down to $1.20-ish. And then down a little more today. So I've never found a reason. People hate it when I say this. So I'm just going to apologize in advance. Personally, for me, this is just me speaking. I've never found a reason to buy and own MMAT, but I will absolutely trade it when everybody decides to let it run. That's how that would be my recommendation. If you're just fundamentally, I can't find a reason to buy and hold it. I know there's a lot of people that love it, and hey, you do you.
You do you.
Diluted shares.
People are asking. People are asking why your video cut off at the end. What happened? What happened?
Fucking YouTube. I guess they're Ken Griffin. Somebody put in the order to clip that video.
Yeah,
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I know. Roseanne, I'm always nervous of the Yankees. You know this. Come on. Of course I am. MMAT is a decent stock. They had an offering the other day, says Derek A. Let's see. What's good? Mass and Tony says Peter Jefferson. What's up, Peter? Stopping through as usual support. I'm late, but would like to ask, what do you think based on TA or any type of knowledge we're in this week? So, Peter, do you mind if I just touch that real quick, Tony?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go too far into any of that, but let me say this. We made a slight move today, and it was a great move, like just real solid stair stepping, and it looks strong. But we have been faked out so many times that I have learned to cope with the expectation. So I hope we continue to stair step tomorrow, and I hope we can start break and hold day after day. And if it's a slow, gradual run up, that's fine. I'd rather not see things be violent, to be honest with you. So I just want to make the next move. And I was saying earlier that I'll get really excited when we hit 84.31, or at least all-time highs. Tony, any thoughts? TA
on AMC?
Yeah.
I'm not excited till it's over 16. I need to see more than one day with a 13% move.
Like, just be careful, Peter, because this could be a total fake out in order to draw in retail to load up on options and then snatch the life out of you. So just be careful for that.
I'm going to retract what I just said on MMAT based on a quick review of their latest quarterly, just to make some folks feel better. They have shown a significant increase in their total revenue. Going back, looking at 2019, 746,000, 2020, 193,000, but then 4 million for the year ending 2021. That's a significant increase, right? 700K to 4 million. And they're holding at about, they did 3 quarters ago, 572K, then 2.29K, then 2.29 million. And then in the most recent quarter, 2.97 million. So they are making, I do want to acknowledge they are making some headway in increasing total revenue. The problem is they're still losing money. So
right.
That would be the only thing that I'm not the only thing. That would be the thing that is holding them back, right? They need to generate a profit. Let me see what the short interest is on MMAT.
There's a lot of that going around, Tony.
And someone needs to make money. Yeah. We in retail, we sure do love to play them pre-revenue companies, don't we?
Yes, we do. Showing no actual physical tangible results.
Right.
All speculation.
I'd like to encourage people whenever possible to make the bulk of your portfolio investment in companies that show a history of increasing profits every quarter, not just increasing revenues and years of negative losing money. Ideally, you want the bulk of your portfolio to be solid companies that have increasing profits, increasing positive earnings per share every quarter. But if you want to gamble on some, you have my full approval for that, of course, because I do the same thing. I just don't do it with all of my portfolio. That is risky. Free float, short interest, 16% on MMAT. Massalorian.
Okay. Got it.
So cost to borrow, 67%. That's pretty high.
CTB, that's high. Yeah, that is high.
It could get a pop. It could, but God dang, when they dilute, that just like sucks the wind out of you.
Yeah.
And you guys wonder why I'm not on board with these people on Twitter saying, please, Adam Aaron, dilute AMC. Oh, no.
Even though AMC has run. Yeah.
Look at Redbox, look at Meta, look at all of these companies that dilute, and you can see exactly what would happen to AMC.
Yep.
In my opinion. I could be wrong. I got to add that every time now because I just want you guys to make sure you know this is just my opinion, and I'm often wrong.
Right. Everything we say on something that hasn't happened yet, guys, it's understand that speculation, and I know the subscribers know that. Darren and Shad both had 2 interesting things to say, so let me try to get them both before I lose them. Regarding 13% pop in AMC, could it just be the institutions adding shares to portfolio in the Russell 1000? I didn't really think about that, but that you wouldn't see immediate price action on that, would you? From that happening, or would you?
I mean, they should have done it on Friday.
That's what you think, right?
Friday was the readjustment day.
Okay. All right. So with that said, Shad says, with the large volume after hours on Friday, wouldn't the market makers need shares by Wednesday? And yes, that would be correct, Shad, right?
Well, that would be if you're talking T+2, but settlement is not the same as trade, right?
True. That's right. Yep.
When you buy something and you see it on the candlesticks on the day that the trade happens, the trade and the price actions reflected that day. Settlement is just behind the scenes where the shares and the money changes hands. But then, let's just go tinfoil hat for a second. What if there's no shares and they got to go buy them up somewhere to do their settlement? Now you're talking. Now, maybe so. There's always,
if we see,
there's always a way to make your story come true. Absolutely.
Yeah, and if we see a repeat tomorrow of the same thing and the SPY takes another dip, that would even throw more fuel in your fire. So Paper Tiger says Webull is showing 3 bullish technical signals. Paper Tiger says Webull is showing 3 bullish technical signals. Says the duration is in 16 days. Did you notice, Tony? I was noticing earlier that Fidelity changed a bunch of stuff on Active Trader Pro. Did you notice that? They added a bunch of stuff, I believe.
I haven't even logged into my Fidelity.
Okay. Okay.
What's the point?
No, but
I've been buying some options for the past couple of weeks. Haven't bought that many shares of anything.
Yeah.
I'll check it out tomorrow. What did they change?
I'll have to go back and look at it. There was a whole thing, something about short interest reporting, and there was a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna, okay. We'll talk. I don't know why I'm stuttering.
Roseanne said, "Why do companies dilute to raise money? Typically,
capital.
They're running out of cash. They're about to go broke, and they need to raise millions or hundreds of millions or billions, depending on how many shares and what the price of the stock is. So if they have authorized stock that they haven't issued yet, they will issue it, sell it into the market, and that money goes to the company. But the shareholders, people buy that new stock up. But if they doubled the float, then if you were already holding the stock, you just got diluted by 50%. Your shares are technically now worth half of what they were worth yesterday, depending on what the dilution percentage is.
Yep. Truth. It's anytime. What's up, my friend? And it's touche, my friend. Hi, Mas. Hi, Tony. Predictions. Mark. Okay, we did that one for Joey, right? Yeah. Let's see. Joey, I think we got your question. Harry says when we break 1850. Did I see what's up to tell dog? Rands need that run up. We're running. Why does Tony hate Mexicans? Tony, what's your problem with Mexicans? I don't understand.
With Mexicans?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Mr. Simon's
one of my kids is Mexican and the other is Puerto Rican, so I think you should probably know somebody before you make sweeping statements like that.
There you go. Peter says, thanks for the answers. Honest answer, gentlemen. Like you said, Mass, it was a clean run today. Let's hope for more. Yeah, that's all we can hope for, right? No more than that. Good evening, Goonies. Robert Preston, good evening. Wall Street is corrupt. Why isn't the world on fire? If we do see a collapse of the market, the country might go to fire if we get an actual collapse. But I don't see that happening, guys. So, is Citadel a good company? That's a great question. Depends.
Define good.
Yeah, define good. Exactly right. Define good. Russell probably going to drop, says Jenny Trickett. Good evening, Jenny. The crash isn't over. No, I don't believe so. The only thing I see that possibly we could get like a 10 to 20% run on in the next 2 months would be something like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't think the market's going to take off before then. That's just my personal opinion, my humble opinion. But I think we're in for a world of hurt for the next 2 months. I just do. And hopefully there'll be a lot of FOMO and a lot of positivity heading into the fall. And I'm not worried about AMC, so I'm not that worried about my position, right? Because I'm not worried about AMC going to zero. And I'm not worried about AMC going bankrupt. And I'm not worried about the movie theaters right now. The numbers coming back. If you put out a damn good movie, people will go see it. Says $1.1 billion for a 35-year-old reboot with Tom Cruise. Just put out something that people want to see and they'll go see it. So I have no worries about that. To me right now, my money tied up is good. I don't see AMC going anywhere anytime soon. 24 the money. What's up? Good evening, my friend. What are all these institutions buying? AMC Synthetics. Are there that many real shares still in circulation? So is it possible that we are just seeing right now with all this ping-ponging, Tony, that it's just a lot of institutional ownership buying and selling? Because obviously most of us are holding, right?
There's a lot of possibilities, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibilities. The very first one is we know that market makers can create shares, naked shorting, because their job is to create a market, right? That's the first thing that could happen. There could also, and almost certainly, is people selling, people being either individual investors or institutions for a variety of reasons, especially when you see hundreds of millions of shares trading hands. But I want you guys to keep in mind that a float of 10% of our stock, let's just say 50 million, if 10% of the people that held shares were willing to trade it on any given day for whatever reason they needed to, and you've seen the paper hand people on YouTube, you know people are selling. And institutions are just as paper-handed in a declining market as retail,
Anybody
because
else?
they don't want to be having to report to their shareholders why they held on to a stock while it plummeted 70% in a declining market. Absolutely, there's people selling right now. But you could have that 50 million shares, 10% of the float, swap hands 2 or 3 times in a day.
Not even
You could
notice
have
it.
150 million volume on the same 50 million shares, theoretically.
Theoretically, yep. 100%.
It's just
Great
like
point, Tony.
churning,
Yep.
churning.
Yep. Swapping them in, swapping them out. Robert says, I doubt if any popular ape stocks will ever be allowed to run again. You know, I gotta say, Robert, I thought about this earlier today. This stock crossed my mind. And I try to be honest with you guys as much as possible, but this thought crossed my mind today after I saw it run up to and get rejected. Right around, where did we get rejected? Right around 15, right? Like 1480 or 1490 when we got kicked back down, somewhere around there, right? On AMC today?
1575-ish.
Oh, 1575.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Yeah, 15, or was it 1475? Let me pull it back up.
because I thought about this, Robert, and I guess going back to my point of what I just said,
1475.
14.
My
Okay,
bad.
so 1475. Okay, so we got rejected and then kicked back down. And look, it's possible. There's a lot of things that are possible, Robert. There's a million things that could possibly happen. But I'm pretty confident that AMC is going to be okay either way, and that 1475. There we go. Thank you, guys.
Too many numbers.
Yeah, I'm not worried about AMC and the fundamentals going forward. So I just want to try to get this thing to pop. And if we can get it to pop, and if we're going to take some outside forces to help us along with that happening, you know, we're not getting any help from the SEC anytime soon. I've just thrown that idea out the window. And like I said, we're going to have to be smart and strong and hold the damn stock until we get to the numbers we want to be in.
Massalorian, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Because I'm seeing this narrative going around that the gentleman or lady was just asking about, are they never going to let meme stocks run again? And I know, I get it exactly where this is coming from after the rug pull they did on Redbox. And the question I have for you is, didn't you tell me they did the same rug pull on options on Revlon? Was that true, or did I misunderstand?
Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, on last Monday or Tuesday, last Tuesday. Yes.
So people are getting worried, and maybe rightfully so, that these guys seem very brazen at doing anything they need to bend the rules in their favor to not let shit squeeze. And I get it. I mean, I get where that concern is coming from you guys. And I'm not going to say that you're wrong. I mean, it is a well-founded concern that you should keep in the back of your mind when you're listening to other channels telling you it's going to $500,000. I think a squeeze will happen eventually in this stock again. But I also think that they are going to pull some shenanigans to not let it go as high as some of these people out there are saying. That's what I
feel.
think.
That's how I feel too. I second that 100%. 100%. Susan and JT, Wisconsin reporting for duty. What's up, JT Wisco? Good evening. Yucca Furta said that he's your Nicaraguan son, Tony. So, Mr. Simon, he might not like
that is a
Mexicans,
fact.
but he loves Nicaraguans.
Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and Nicaraguans, we got them all. MC, thank you for the channel support. I appreciate you, friend.
Thank you, MC. If I missed your chat,
Jared
thank you very much.
Jared says no rules were bent on Revlon and Redbox. Well, I mean, technically in Redbox rules were bent. They offered options.
Yeah.
When according to CBOE rule book, you're not supposed to offer options unless the float is 7 million shares. So why did they offer those options?
And then put them to close only.
Yep. I mean, they offered them to steal retail's money. And then as soon as we took advantage of it, they said, oh, sorry, we weren't supposed to do that. To me, that's been in the rules. That's just playing dirty.
Yeah.
And if you don't like those two examples, Revlon and Redbox, look at the London Metal Exchange and the nickel fiasco a few months back.
I was just going to say that.
I mean, we could go through a litany of different examples of GameStop. I mean, they won't hesitate to bend or break rules to their advantage if they're about to get cratered.
Getting halted at 34, remember? Just back in March. What was that? I've never seen that before in the marketplace. Never. Not once. That was completely out of left field. Yeah, MC, thank you very much, man. Appreciate you.
But I'm in it to win it, you know, and I'm going to take my chances and ride it up as high as I can. But I got to get out at a point where I think I'm getting out before they start pulling any shenanigans. Whether or not I will be successful along with you guys, stay tuned and we'll all find out together. God, please let us get at least some money on this play. We've been waiting too long.
Just for the sake of retail, like, I think that they have no choice but to let it run. Almost, I feel that way because who is going to invest in the market after this? You got a whole generation of people who are about to exit the market, go into retirement, and then a whole nother generation of people who have no money right now, zero money. Gen Zers are broke. The millennials are even more broke than Gen X and the boomers. So they got to make somebody happy, or else they are going to be, we're going to be in serious financial trouble in this country. There's a lot of foreign investment in the United States stock market, in the stock market in the U.S. A lot of foreign money.
Jared says Redbox was in the middle of the merger. That was my initial response on Twitter, Jared, that I thought that they turned off the options because they were about to announce a merger date. Have we actually heard a date yet? No.
Nope.
The actual communication that came down from brokers, and I've seen these posted on Twitter and Reddit, is people were told in writing that the CBOE told them that they were not supposed to actually have options on those plays. And I went and looked at the rules, and yep, it does say in there the float has to be 7 million. So they never should have turned on options in the first place. The reason why they turned them off is pretty much irrelevant. They turned them on to take your money until you got it working to your advantage, and then they rug pulled retail using the rules, right? The rule they bent was offering them in the first place.
In the first place, they should have never been allowed to open those positions. Yep. 100%. John, good evening. Maggie, good evening. How you doing tonight? Super 7, Stephen Vincent, Old Doge. We just got a whole bunch of people just jumped in. Jordan Kearney, good evening. Travis Wood. We saw that Tater Tot. Good evening, by the way, but we just saw that about the migrants. That was somewhere outside San Antonio. GR, good evening. Scott Hill, James M, Jared C63, Robert Preston, and I think I might be caught up. Stanley, good evening. Corbin Dallas, nope, not even close. Wife's boyfriend, 5K Squeeze, Headstock Harem, Gregory Johns. Holy shit! Good evening, everybody. Where did all these new names came from? Keith, good evening. What about Ader? I have looked into Ader actually. Not recently though. That's the problem. Ader is the thing that Amazon's using, right? The payment plan system.
Are we talking ATER, Ethereum?
Yeah, I believe so.
That was one that ran also in 2021 up to almost $49.
Right.
Dropped all the way down to $2 recently. Currently trading at $2.49.
Wow. Man.
It
So
it
it's
had
down 99%.
it had a couple of, you know, attempts to come back to life, and so I have it on my watch list to play, and it very well could get another run in the future. But typically we're looking at about 6 to 7 months in between pops, and the last one was in April. So I don't know.
Okay. Then a little bit.
It definitely has a chance if they don't go bankrupt.
Okay. All right. Shannon Rice, good evening. PC3. That dude says my buddy that works at Fidelity said they won't let AMC go over 400 a share no matter what. And they could still halt it for 28 days and cover at that price and still wouldn't go out of business. It depends on how many shares they got to cover, that dude. How does your buddy know how many shares they got to cover? How could he possibly know? Could be a lot longer than that or a lot less. I don't know how you would possibly be able to make that kind of distinction.
Mass.
Yeah. Go.
Ethereum short interest is almost 27%, cost to borrow 75%. So that's why people are interested in it.
Okay.
It's up there along with many others.
It seems like that 3-to-1 ratio is perfect to get people's interest. If your cost to borrow is 3-to-1 of your short interest, it seems like those two always match up. It's always 3-to-1 every time, it seems like.
Not
Almost
interesting
identical.
enough for me to play it, though.
No. Gotcha.
I'll wait for the run up to start. You see a day with a big green candle, then maybe go in and buy some.
Right on. Ant Card says, "What do you think? Why do you think split has not been announced yet for GME?" Ant Card, I'm going to give you my opinion based on researching GameStop for like the last 4 days, which I'm going to drop that video tomorrow, by the way, guys. That will be out tomorrow, the GameStop final video. There's a couple reasons. You know what? Watch the video tomorrow. I'm not going to take up everybody's time. There's going to be a whole video on it tomorrow. There'll be 11 minutes. And I go into the whole thing about the split, the dividend, sentiment, retail sales. I mean, I broke it down as best as I could to make a case for going long on it. So I think you'll like tomorrow. And that might explain why they haven't announced the split yet. I think it's coming soon. I think they're waiting on a couple things, and then it's going to be announced. That's just my opinion from doing a lot of research, though. That's all. Do you have any reason, T, that you think they would not have made the announcement yet?
Yeah, but first I'm going to say thank you to Jared. And I love having these discussions on what the hell is going on with Redbox and Revlon and all this rule bending or whatever you want to term it. These are the discussions we need to be having to mentally prepare and strategize for what is up next with us, right? It is critical, I think, to understand what's going on in these short squeeze plays right now. And you see what they're doing, that we all work together to figure it out. So thank you, Jared, for the discussion, and thank you for supporting the channel. Why have they not announced it for GME? I asked that question to Marantz Rants last week, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's either I don't know how long it takes. Here's what I'm thinking. Surely they talked about what they were going to do. They've had months before the vote, right, to talk about the split percentage and how they were going to do it. If it was going to be 2 for 1, 3 for 1, 7 for 1, whatever, the dividend. I can't imagine that it's taking this long to have those discussions and do paperwork. They should have had it ready to drop. So now I'm going all paranoid. And I don't know if I want to piss off any GameStop holders with my paranoia tonight.
All right. Save it then.
Unless people really want to hear it. But I mean, it's not bearish, but I try and think about like, what are all the possible scenarios? And I don't know what the answer is, but I have a few ideas. Some of them are benign, like maybe they just need more time to get it done, or maybe they're waiting for the price to be just right, or maybe they have an announcement coming up. And some of them are a little more, we might not like the answer. So, but I won't talk about that unless people really want to hear it, because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Okay. Maybe we should stay out of it just for time constraint reasons. Shannon, I'm sorry that I missed you, sweetie. There you go. I gotcha. Loud and clear. Liz Clayman's whistle says someone was asking about how to roll an options contract. I forget who it was. I apologize if I missed you, who it was that asked. Could you explain that quickly, T, or would that be something you'd rather go?
No, I can answer that real quick. Some brokers have, when you have an existing option position, like let's say I have July $16 calls, and if nothing happens with AMC by the end of June, I've got only like 3 weeks left on those. I'm gonna want to roll them further out. Now, depending on your broker, you might have the ability to pull up that option and just hit a button that says roll this option, and then you pick a new date. But on other brokers like Fidelity, to my knowledge, at least on the desktop, there's no roll button. So you got to close out your call option and then buy a new one. You just buy the same one. It's essentially just closing out one position and buying the same one for a later date. That's what rolling is. Some brokers have it built in where it's just one step. Some brokers, you got to do all the steps yourself. It's nothing fancy. It's just moving the date.
That's a pretty good explanation, I think. Pretty basic.
And
to the point.
Why would you do that? Because the longer you hold it, go watch my options #1 training video from a couple months ago. That theta curve starts out flat and then it gets exponentially dropping, and you will lose value on that option faster and faster the longer you hold it closing into the expiration date. So if you're getting like within 30 days, you might want to consider moving it to a month or 2 or 3 months further out, so you don't just erode all the value of your option. It's your choice. You don't have to do anything. You could just take your chances and hope it kicks in, hope the stock moves before it expires.
Jim Ryan, just gonna say you're on to my point, my friend. That's where I was kind of going with my theory for tomorrow. Well, the video I'm gonna put out tomorrow, but that was my part of my theory on it. I think you're on something there. Absolutely. Oh, so the gentleman who had the friend that worked at Fidelity said that the big people are conversing about something and trying to control it or something like that. I'm gonna have to put that answer back up again.
What if Adam Aaron and Ryan Cohen are collaborating on a pounce date?
Yeah.
We could come up with a bunch of great theories, both bullish and bearish, why they're delaying.
Right.
But even Marantz Rants, who follows GameStop closely, couldn't give us an exact reason. And that was part of the reason we had him on, to ask him that question. Why are they delaying it? He didn't know. He didn't have a good theory. And if that man doesn't know, then I certainly don't know, because I just don't follow GameStop. I buy on the dips and I hold it just like everything else.
Yep.
I'm not digging into GameStop all day, every day, like I am on AMC.
Oh boy. Shad, you're welcome, man. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Adrian says Avatar 2 is definitely going to top $1 billion. Oh my God, Adrian. It could top $2 billion. If Top Gun just did a 1.1 already, yeah. And Avatar is a worldwide, I mean, Top Gun's a worldwide phenomenon, right? But do you think a lot of Qatarians went to go see Top Gun? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe. But I'm sure but Avatar is like a worldwide phenomenon, and this is a 10-year wait for most people. I think this might be the biggest movie of all time. Not even kidding. The thing that sucks for us is it's right in the middle of not right in the middle. It's at the end of Q4 and the beginning of Q1 of 2023. So we're gonna have a bunch of money come in at the end of the year, and then we have to redo the books, and then a bunch of money coming in after. Unfortunately, it's not going to be all in the fourth quarter, unfortunately. But
what is the release date's like the 27th?
It's right before Christmas, I think. I thought it was even the 24th or 23rd. Let me look it up.
Okay.
Let me look it up. Avatar 2. It is December 16th. 2 weeks. 15 days. 15 days to be exact in 2022 to rake in money. And of course, the first 2 weeks, I'm sure we will slam it, right? Everything will be sold out across the board. I mean, remember what happened with Batman? You couldn't get tickets. Like if you weren't, I think it was the week before the Friday night or the Thursday night release for Batman, I couldn't get tickets to any shows. And we had like 6 theaters at my place showing it. So, yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. When is Melbourne closing its doors? I believe that Galen, they're supposed to be done by the end of the month, closed out completely with all their positions. Robert, good evening. I saw Stacia is in the house somewhere. Yep, there she is. Hey, Stacia. What's up, girl? What's up, girl?
Vin Cool says they definitely seems like they're moving other new stock squeezes to shake people out of the big squeeze plays. And we've seen that on YouTube, right?
And we've talked about it.
We've seen people talking about selling off their AMC to move money into other plays. And maybe that, only time will tell if that was a good decision for those people or not. If this thing runs to $30 and you just sold half your AMC off to go play Revlon, then maybe it won't be a good decision. But if AMC, if the high we got today was all we get for the rest of the week and it just languishes, I can't pass judgment on anybody's trading style, but it does seem, Vin, like they're popping up all these other squeeze plays to tempt people. I do it with my other money, but everybody has to make their own decisions. And I also do not recommend from Jump Street that you ever put all your money in one play. Always give yourself options, give yourself choices, because then the pressure cooker becomes even more immense on you to do something or get impatient or get emotional if everything is wrapped up in one play.
Yep, 100%. And was it Roseanne? Someone made a point here saying that good night, by the way, Susan Harbor. Have a good night, hon. Thank you for coming by. Jenny says the market's slow in the summer. It rebounds in October if the supply chains get repaired. Jenny, did you hear our Secretary of Transportation the other day? He sounded like an absolute boob. He had no idea.
What did he say?
They're talking about stress tests for the airlines. Bro, you canceled 600 flights on Saturday because of weather in Boston. It was 85 degrees here. Why was 600 flights canceled?
Was this the guy that finally decided to complain about it after he got bumped from his own flight?
Yes, Pete Booty Cheeks. Yes.
Funny how it never mattered to him the past couple of years until he actually got bumped from a flight. All of a sudden, it's a crisis.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yep. Let's see. Susan is always a pleasure, Mr. Heedy. GME will wait until they are fully online with their new shit. Vineyards, I have that in the video too. Yep. I think having everyone, they want to have all of their systems in place, right? Everything for the swapping, for Ethereum, for the NFT market. I think they want to have all that set up and ready to go. So when they do that launch, and like I said the other night, and I meant it, give them the fucking knockout blow. Drop it all in the same 4-day period. Let's see if we can pump this thing to the, to the moon. I say, don't slow roll it. Drop the shares, split them, and then, and if we get FOMO and start running, I don't want them to slow roll it. I just don't.
You don't want them to slow roll it?
No. GME.
I said that earlier today. I want it to take off. Was that in this live stream or this afternoon? Now I'm already forgetting.
No, right. You didn't say that.
I want it to run up so fast that I don't have to worry. Right?
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about halt. I mean, I know it's going to halt, but I want it to run up so fast that I don't have time to worry about fuckery and shenanigans. Just get me to a price point where I feel comfortable selling.
Yep.
And then, you know, if you guys want to hang on past that, God bless you. I'll still have some shares that I shoot the moon with, but
yeah,
I don't want that slow roll, so they have time to figure out a plan.
yeah.
No multi-month OS.
Yep. Give them the 1-2. Yep. Control Alt Delete. Good night. That's it. Let's see. Doxina says, imagine if everyone stubbornly held until 100K a share. How easy would it be? Opinionated assholes. I mean, Doxino, I just don't know if everyone is going to do that. And be careful if that is your plan. Like I said, I'm going to throw some shares out there at 100K, but it's not going to be the majority of my shares. I will let some ride, but I honestly, in my humblest of opinions, when they shut off the buy point of GME at $500, that said everything I need to know about where these guys' mindset is at. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And look, the GameStop report came out. We know Ken Griffin lied. It's in the report. He perjured himself in front of Congress, and everyone was doing all weekend after this report came out was screaming about Roe versus Wade. So good luck when your whole House Committee on Finance is out in the streets calling for revolution. You're not going to have anything done with the SEC. Forget it. We are low man on the totem pole as far as it comes with politics. They are in no rush to do anything for retail.
If these two meme stocks, GameStop and AMC, blow up Wall Street, if they take out a big player, if something unimaginable happens, imaginable only in our minds, but unimaginable to America or the financial system, even if that happens, you won't see substantial change in the system for years after that. That's how slow they move. But that's what it's going to take. Just like, what'd you call him? Pete Booty Guy?
Pete Booty Cheeks?
Booty Cheeks. Once it affects him personally, then he does something. So until like a 2008 mortgage crisis happens and a bank goes bankrupt and they have to bail out some big money players, they're not going to care about doing anything about this play or the shenanigans that are going on. And even when they do care, it will be years before they actually implement any regulation changes.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Based on observation.
You're killing me, Smalls. Cassius says, you're killing me, Smalls. J Beebs, how you doing tonight, brother? He says, is it possible that somebody is handcuffing GME? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Ryan Cohen is cold and calculated, and he doesn't appreciate what happened to GameStop last year. Honestly, I think Cohen is in a different mindset than Adam Aaron, to be honest. Now, I could be totally wrong on this, but from everything that I've read about Ryan Cohen, since we had Morant's Rants on Wednesday night, I have been nonstop looking into GameStop and everything that's going on with that company. Chewy, the whole nine, everything Ryan Cohen's done. And to me, he seems to be tenfold of what Adam Aaron is as far as support to retail. And that's no fault of Adam Aaron's. He only has so much he can play with, right? There's only so much that Adam Aaron can do as a CEO to better the company. Besides getting rid of wasted consolidating your brick and mortar, right? Getting things smaller, getting rid of locations that don't do well. I think in that aspect, AA's done a great job. Ryan Cohen has the ability to do big things in a broadening field that is changing a lot of things about its plumbing as far as digital gaming and the NFT marketplace and all that stuff. I just think he has a better opportunity to make big changes, big differences. Red Star Guy, good evening. I saw Arthur Martin, Jim Ryan, JP in the house, Gregory Johns, Cassius. How you doing tonight? Robert Preston, I saw. We got Doc. I saw Stacia. Who did I miss?
Roadster Guy says, check out Ape Nation Will's channel for an explanation in his community tab about what happened with Russell 1000 So yeah, I'll go check that out. Maybe I'll do it right now if Massalorian can
Go for it.
hold it down for a second.
Yeah, of course. Of course I can. Christmas. Stacey, did you change your avatar? Chris says, do you believe this price action and volume increase? Because we threw that around tonight a little bit in the discussion. More than likely, that has something to do with it, but also we discussed that it could be Melvin wrapping up some of its positions. There's a bunch of things that could have contributed to the price action that we saw today. I wouldn't say one is any stronger in opinion than the other. VT says, I don't want them to run up to 100 and drop it back down to 30. Me either. Me either. What does, did you find Ape Nation Wills? See?
Yeah, I found it. You want me to put it up on the screen?
Sure. I'll put it up yet.
Let me see if I can make this big enough for everybody to read. It's not exactly focused even on my screen. So this all goes back to that discussion that was going on over the weekend about that 8 million shares, I think, that were in the aftermarket hours. People saying that they needed real shares, and you know, in my opinion, if they can buy it, it's a real share. But we'll put that aside for a second. Let's keep reading. These shares did not affect the AMC price. Well, again, that's not how things work. If a trade transacted on the lit exchange, it affected the price. If it transacted in the dark pool, it did not affect the price.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Next bullet item. To manipulate the Russell buys so they did not affect the AMC share price, the market makers need to acquire a small block of real shares from retail. Maybe, right? If there was a failure to deliver or something like that, then someone's going to need to go out and find shares. But so we'll just keep moving through this. They will let the share price run up to 100 to 350 to entice people to sell. Well, they won't need to let it run up that high to entice people to sell. That would be my first thought. There will be some people willing to sell at $70. They will ping pong this small block of shares trading back and forth. I mean, we see people selling every day. You guys see the volume, right? 10, 20, 30, 70 million every day. Those are real trades. There's people selling every day.
Yeah, would we have 30 million today in volume?
60 million.
60?
Yeah. I mean, you don't get 60 million volume on a daily basis from imaginary shares. That's just not how it works.
Nope.
They will ping pong this small block of shares trading back and forth on the dark pool. Maybe. Yeah. Possibly. When we run up over the next 1 to 3 weeks, and we will hold your real shares. Also, do not allow your shares to be loaned out. Yep, that is a good suggestion. Brokers are calling and approaching many of you to loan out your shares. That is a fact. We're seeing more and more brokers introducing share lending, and I've seen those notices going out on brokers that didn't previously have that as an option, whether they need your shares or they just want another revenue source because the market is declining and people aren't trading as much. Well, you be the judge. Second to last bullet item. Remember, large institutional owners like Russell blocks can be held on a market maker's dark pool for T+35 before executing. That's not really correct. I mean, when a trade happens, right? Settlement is a separate issue, the T+35 for settling FTDs. But once a trade executes in the dark pool, it's executed. There's no holding things in a dark pool. That is, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm happy to debate anybody, literally anyone, open invitation to come have a debate. When it executes, it's done. There's no parking anything in a dark pool. Final bullet. This is our chance to hold and really pressure the short hedge funds, brokers, and banks. Well, always holding is our best strategy. But anyone who wants to make the case for shares or trades are occurring in the dark pool and not being reported, I've done numerous videos showing you the regulations and the data reports where you can see every trade in a dark pool. This is just grifter clickbait people who act like they know what they're talking about. And they are welcome anytime to come on my channel and prove me wrong. Happy to do it. Bring your data, not no trust me bro nonsense. Bring your evidence.
Bring your paperwork.
I'm not talking to Ape Nation Will. I'm talking to the people that are putting out that information that then cause people to create posts like that on Reddit. That is fiction. But if you think I'm wrong, you have an open invitation to come on the channel and make your case with evidence.
Wait, were you guys just talking about Highcroft, Tony?
Nope.
Did you want to keep the chart up longer?
Nope, we're done.
You sure? Okay. I was gonna say someone said someone was asking about Highcroft that somebody dropped a ton of shares. I saw. What's that guy's name? Sprock, his last name.
Yeah, what happened?
Someone said in the chat that he dropped some.
He dumped some?
Highcroft, yeah. Now I can't find the damn comment. It's got to be after this Ape Nation Will comment, right?
We should, if he did, I should be able to pull up a SEC filing.
By the way, just another Ape, thank you. Just another Ape. I don't know what you put up, my friend. I will find out, but thank you for whatever it is. I don't know if it's Tony or me, but thank you from both of us.
I'm going to pull up. I'm going to pull up the SEC filings on Fintel for HYMC because that would be good information to know. Stand by.
You want me to put that up?
Give me a second to pull it up here.
Oh, it was Mike Millspa. What do we think about Eric Sprott selling 5 million worth of shares of Highcroft at an average price of 127? Interesting.
Eric Sprott is his name. Yeah, that is a fact. Let me look at this. Trade date 6/24, reported shares 5 million. Remaining shares 18 million. Well, that is disappointing. Yeah, it's an open market sale. That is a fact. Well,
thanks, Mike Millspa.
Yeah, good information because I had not seen that. I'm still waiting to buy Highcroft below $1.20. I did not bandwagon on that thing.
No, me neither.
But I do like it for a couple years from now. I think there's plenty of time to be patient on
anything with gold. Yep, absolutely. Chat, let Billy know. Has anyone got a call to loan their shares? I have not. Tony, have you?
Unfortunately, I'm one of those horrible people that has a margin account because I need it for day trading. So they are loaning my shares. I already know it because I wasn't able to vote all my shares. 10% of my shares are loaned out.
Yeah, someone was asking if you could turn that off. I know in Webull you can turn off share lending. I don't know about Fidelity. I don't believe so. Let's see. Is it Vin Cool says, is it Congress or the SEC, DTCC that have authority to regulate off exchanges and dark pool? That would be SEC. The SEC would make that call. They would have the final call on that unless Congress had to pass a law to outlaw the practice. But that still might come through the SEC, I would assume. Because Congress would only have it if you need legislation, right? And the SEC doesn't need legislation to regulate the off exchanges and dark pools. They don't need Congress to do that. Gary Gensler and his team there have the ability to sit down and vote on that. They can send it out to the public, get comments on it, just like they did with other things, and then make a ruling. That's it.
That's their job.
Right. And they're doing a terrible job of it. Terrible job of it.
Gregory asked, is Highcroft pulling gold out? Gregory, the last time that I did a deep dive on Highcroft, reading through all of their reports, was when Adam Aaron bought into the company, and then the quarterly filing after that. And as far as I have been reading, they're not planning on pulling anything out till 2024. They have some gold that has already been pulled out that they're leaching, but not any significant quantity. They need money, and they need to develop new facilities to treat the ore that they pull out. So 2024 is what I'm reading as the soonest that maybe we'll get some real significant amount of gold out of Highcroft mining at the earliest. And more dilution, I think, is coming in order to make that happen. That's why I'm not in a rush to buy Highcroft.
Yep, agreed. Peter Rabadi says, Tony, please explain the video you posted earlier with AA's thoughts on the shorts.
Well, we did go to Dallas, and I did meet KC and some other folks there, and we did meet Adam Aaron, and we chatted with him, but I did not ask him about synthetics, if you must know. Maybe on my next interview with him. I didn't want to tee it up while I'm walking him to the parking lot. Not really the right venue.
Yeah, but that would be bad timing, right? He wants to try to implant that he's not a pest. He's not Tony the pest, right? He's Tony the adult who could just walk to the car.
He knows KC and myself now, and he knows that we're YouTubers. So maybe one of us can tee something up.
Yep.
But, you got to approach these things strategically.
Yep. Kasia said, I had a discussion the other day about the rights to vote if your shares have been lent out. Referenced your video.
Thank you, Cassius.
Yeah, thank you, Cassius. So that's outlawed. That's outlawed in Canada, as far as I know, across the board, right? Pretty sure. LA says maybe Sprott sold to use the money to mine HYMC. CSI says, oh, hell. CSI, you still holding Highcroft? You maniac? Adrian and the DMs. Oh, from Discord. Yes, I did, my friend. I did. I got on this morning. I will answer you back when we get off tonight. I'll actually be going on there as soon as we get off. SEC can only do what Wall Street's allowed, says Doc Zeno. That's right, Doc Zeno. And by the way, just another ape. I'm so sorry, but I can't find anything. But I will go back and look after. And don't worry, man. You'll get a shout out. I'm shouting you out now, but you'll get another one. I promise. Tony, in your opinion, according to Broke Ape, since you just did a video on it, is Polestar current price the highest it will go short term?
I mean, that's a great question.
Which
in my opinion, yes, it already reached the high when they what was that, Friday, when they did the name change.
Yep.
So just my guess, based on gut feeling only, there's no real news on Polestar. And so just my sense is that that was a temporary pop. It'll settle back down, do that little, I hate using the word gap fill back down, but it's going to settle back down to where it was before Friday. So somewhere in the $9 to $10 range, I'd like to buy some. But then in a few months, we're going to need to have a talk about founder shares and other locked up shares being thrown into the market for a dilution. Probably got 6 months that we don't need to worry about that. And maybe they'll have a couple of good quarters. Maybe they'll have some bad quarters. Maybe they'll come in and say, you know what? Supply chain issues are continuing to hit us, and we're going to need to downgrade our forecast for production for this next quarter also, right? They're being as optimistic as they can, but I don't know what they're faced with. So I'm personally going to wait for it to drop back down to where it was before the run up on Friday, and then hope that there's no more bad news. If there's more bad news, supply chain issues, a recession, a rug pull on the entire market, Polestar absolutely could fall below $9.
Okay. All right. Hope that answers your question. Stephen Vincent says coffee anytime is good, Dan. Good morning to Dan Spencer, who just woke up. We actually woke him up. It's 4 a.m. there in the UK. Coffee
Good night,
anyway.
Maggie.
You're not having tea? Maggie, good night. No tea for our UK friend. I don't understand. UK ape, you're not having tea, coffee in England in the morning? What's going on over there? Everything's
Probably
going
have
backwards in this
tea.
world. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Good night, Maggie. Chris says firm bottom gap fill. Yes. Shin, good evening. How you doing tonight? Let's see. LOLDOC says J Beebs. Keith says, is there a possibility that these short hedge funds never cover their AMC short position? Only if AMC goes broke, Keith. If AMC goes bankrupt, then they would not have to. They would never have to. They get to keep it all. Right, T? If AMC goes bankrupt, right, they go belly up. Don't they get to they keep everything, right? The funds?
And in the interest of theorizing a possible set of solutions to that question, I could come up with at least one other possible scenario that they never cover. If we just trade between 10 and 14 bucks for the next 5 years.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Why would they cover?
That's true.
You got to have upward price movement to force them to cover, or it falls down to such a low point that they want to lock in the profit. One of those two things got to happen. If nothing happens, they'll ride this thing as many years as it takes. And like Mass said, if it goes bankrupt, then they would also not have to cover. They'd just book the profit.
They would cash in all of that cheddar. Corbin says, any thoughts? This is a great question. I haven't thought about this. I have started thinking about things to go into for a recession. But Corbin says, any thoughts on Canada's largest liquor retailer with recession here? Yeah, there's one thing it doesn't close down during recession, right, Corbin? That's the booze shops.
Is that Alcana? Is Alcana the largest liquor retailer? The one that Sundial just merged with or acquired?
I would think so. That's also the same place that has at the airport, right? At the is that the same?
Well, I don't know.
It's government,
I don't know
right?
about that, but I don't know if they're at the airport. That I don't know. But I think I remember saying in my video when I did my last video on Sundial that when they acquired Alcana, that made them the largest liquor retailer, Sundial, in Canada. I don't know. Do Canadians like to drink?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
That was a rhetorical question.
That was rhetorical. Okay. I was going to say, yeah. I like to drink and smoke.
I know in these recessionary times, my alcohol purchases have gone up.
Yeah, right? The Brick says, yes, Alcana is the largest alcohol retailer in Canada. Yeah, that's something to definitely look into. Absolutely. Hadn't even thought about that.
And someone was asking about Sundial earlier. Sundial's had it's been beaten down, but it's risen up from 28 cents back up to 38, 39 in the past couple of weeks. So I don't know. The clock is ticking on Sundial. I'm still holding mine that I bought at 50 cents, but the clock is ticking on that reverse stock split. Not
True.
good.
Yep.
I'm crossing my fingers and closing my eyes and hoping I get lucky. If I lose it, it wasn't that much anyways. True.
John, hello from Miami. I'm sure you are a lot warmer than I am right now. Actually, it's pretty warm here right now. Let's see. Vin Cool says, At this point, we are beyond organic growth of AMC stock. I hope to hell AA sees this and takes action like he alluded to after Q2 earnings report, then announces checkmate. Yeah, I think we all do, right? He's been running his mouth for months, so he better have something coming. And he does. The numbers are good. The numbers are actually excellent. They're blowing my mind right now, the numbers, because I knew this was a recovery play and that it would be all right when I bought in back last February, March, April. But I didn't realize I didn't think they were going to do this good. I was afraid we'd never see another $100 million opening again. Jamie, how you doing tonight, man? What are your thoughts on Al from Boston? I get a vibe that something is off with him. Jamie, I did 2 videos on Al a while back last when he left. I don't trust the guy. There's something just shady about him. Just get a bad vibe, bad feeling. I get the same feeling you do, Jamie.
I think he definitely has excellent due diligence. He clearly knows what he's talking about and should be trusted without question.
Let's see. I think that was a joke. People making progress. Good evening. How you doing tonight, Food Dog? I saw LA in the chat. Rico Reigns. Optiminity. Canadians, we are alcoholics, he says. D. Hendricks. D. Hendricks says, if synthetic shares exist or were created, I assume they don't pay. It depends how they're created. It depends. D. Hendricks. What would make synthetic shares become exposed if they do exist? A dividend could expose shorts. Possibility, D. Hendricks. T, anything else off the top of your head that could expose shorts? A good way? Method?
A short squeeze.
A short squeeze? Yeah. That's what did it back in January. Peter asked for a red box update. Tony, you're going to have to address this one because I didn't do the market today at all. So.
Well, I mean, it looks like with Redbox that people have not continued the buying pressure once they turned off options and announced that once the warrant situation actually sunk in, because people were misinterpreting the whole warrants with Redbox. Once that 1-2 punch sunk in, that they were diluting with warrants and that they had turned off options, it just kind of sapped the willpower of retail. So you're just seeing the buying pressure has been evaporated. The short interest is still high and the cost to borrow is still high, but that is irrelevant if people are not buying the stock. And
you look at that buying pressure.
I could put up the chart, but the volume is just fading. Volume's fading. It's back down to the volume's back down to what it was before the squeeze even started. That's bad.
Yeah. Not good. Not good. Just Another Ape says Avatar has a budget of $1 billion with $500 million in marketing. That's 3 Lord of the Rings trilogies. I predict Avatar about 2 to 3 times that. 3 to 5 billion box office revenues. AA has alluded to raising prices for Avatar. So that I could see. I could definitely see them doing a price bump for Avatar, which that could be huge. You're talking about even if it was like another $1, and that's just a lot of $1, and you times that by 100 million people. That's a lot of money.
I was thinking like I didn't even pay attention to what Elvis costs, but do they raise the price when it's a 3-hour movie? That's got to hurt their box office, right? Because they can't flip the theater as many times in an evening.
You would think. Yeah, that's possible because you get less shows.
I need to go look at that. I don't know if they did or not, but that would piss me off if I owned a theater and people are popping out 3-hour movies.
I remember when Gettysburg came out a long time ago, when TNT released it in the theaters. It didn't go to the big theaters, the AMCs and the Regals and those theaters. It went to the smaller towny theaters because it was so long. And I think they didn't want to have a period history piece, in the big studios taking up 4 hours of time because it was a 4-hour movie. So PC3 says, I saw KC with Adam Aaron. By the way, Just Another Ape. Is that $1 billion for Avatar and $500 million for Avatar 2, or the next 4 that they've announced. That seems
By the way,
really
just
high.
another ape is Super Steven, FYI.
Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, it's Super Steven. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
He's
Got it.
got some spreadsheets on movie costs and budgets and stuff.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
So ask your question again.
What did I just ask you?
Rewind.
Shit. I can't rewind. It's live. Can't. I would if I could.
Steven, answer the question.
Let's see. Something is off with Al, says Elias. Steven says, dude should let people comment on his channel. Oh, Al. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what the problem is. He's had that since day one. Mexican Silverback. Heck no. I would have been the lap dance round. Whoa. Let's see.
Average days on loan for AMC is sitting at about 90 days right now. Someone is asking what price do we need to go over for them to cover? May, April, March. So we go back to end of March. What was the price? That's half these shorts theoretically were taken out since March 24th, at which the price was $20.
20.
We had a big run up right after that to 34. Remember that?
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I would just guess that half of the shorts, a very high number of them, were taken out when AMC ran up to $34. I don't know what you guys think, but if that's what I would have done. You have a massive run up from 20 to 34. If I was a short hedge fund, I'd be loading the boat in the 30s.
Right. Yeah.
So for anyone asking what price do we need to get them in trouble, probably first step over $34. At least over 30.
Yep.
I know that is not the answer some of you want to hear. That's what I'm seeing.
Yep. So just another ape says they raise prices only when it's Dolby, IMAX, 3D, or a premiere event like Batman. So Avatar would run into that absolutely after a 10-year hiatus. They would definitely be in that category of a premiere event. It's not based off running time, says just another ape. Yeah, but that's so true. Yep. Definitely we could get a price bump. Batman, I know, had it. I think Doctor Strange had it. They threw it down a couple movies. Clark says, how you doing today, Clark? So common sense tells me retail's been buying AMC shares over a year and a half. And if we aren't selling our shares, it would seem to me that we have exceeded the float by now. Maybe many times over, Clark. Yeah.
I would agree. I mean, we've been talking about many times. We've talked about on these evening live streams about the problems with rehypothecated shares. Bigums has talked about this ad nauseum for the last year, the share lending program, right? That is how we own the float multiple times over, and we will never know because that is not reported anywhere. Rehypothecated shares where my broker takes the shares I own and lends them out to another broker or to you so you can buy them, or to a short hedge fund so they can sell them and then someone else buys them. There's no reporting on that, and they can do that to infinity if they wanted to.
Many times as they want.
So yes, I think it is reasonable in the possible set of assumptions that there is a possibility that retail owns the float 1.5, 2, 3x. Who knows? Who knows? Because we don't have forensic analysis of the DTCC. Adam,
which
Aaron,
we would need. Yeah. Forensic audit.
We need a forensic audit. I mean, we will never know. There's no reporting of that.
Yep.
It's not shorted shares necessarily, rehypothecated shares.
Sufian says, hi, Mass. Do you think AMC has a better potential to get a squeeze than the other meme stocks? So I'm really torn on this, Sufian, especially from the last couple of days. my research that I've done about GameStop, which I thought I knew more about than I actually did. I know more now, but I thought I knew more before I bought. And I wasn't clear on exactly what was going on. But I have a much better picture now after the last couple of days. And I hate to say that one or the other has a better chance. I just think that as far as making a splash and causing a trigger, a catalyst to MOAS, I think GME is in a better position to do that. That's just my personal opinion after looking at everything and evaluating the CEOs and the whole nine. What about you, Tony?
I don't know. I don't know how to read that question.
I might just answer it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to define potential, right?
Right.
Are we talking about potential catalyst or potential based on float or potential based on entrenched retail shareholder base? Depending on how you
Define it.
evaluate the meaning of that question, I could come up with different answers.
Sure.
I own both, and if numbers mean anything to you, my investment of AMC is far larger than GameStop. But I think it's smart to have both, and I think that when whichever one moves first, it's the same bad guys, and both will move. But whichever one gets the catalyst will move faster and higher.
Yep. Agreed. Angelina, good night. Thanks for coming by, hon. Have a good night. And Bringer of Z says, hey, guys, go ahead.
I can see right now, I can see numbers and hear management talk on AMC and see that they're moving in the direction that I want them to move. I'm in the dark on GameStop, so I'm betting blind on Ryan Cohen's secret plan with GameStop. That's how I feel. Right or wrong, that's just how I feel about the two. I have a lot of trust in Ryan Cohen, and that's why I'm holding GameStop. But I can see progress, and I can see a light at the end of the tunnel on AMC. I'm still in the dark on GameStop and just blind faith in it.
There you go. Adrian says, I hope they do a 3D back-to-back feature on Avatar and Avatar 2. They might do that. They really might do that. That's another thing we haven't even thought about, right? What happens if they re-release Avatar 1 after a 10-year hiatus a couple weeks before Avatar 2, or who knows? They just brought back Morbius, didn't they? After like a 6-week time that they took off and bringing it back into the theater and no one's go see it.
They brought back Wizard of Oz too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and they've done it with Star Wars, Indiana Jones. They brought back all 3 movies. I've done a lot of those. Yeah, exactly. Right. Get Away From Me says they're holding those loan shares this long because they know a big run is coming and they want to be able to slam it back down. Yeah, they could absolutely be piling up for that. Get Away From Me. Yep. D. Hendricks says, what's your guess as to what the pounce will be, or was that BS by AA?
Excellent question.
I'm hoping it's a profitable quarter. I don't know. That would be a good pounce for me. Just get us profitable for a quarter. I'll be happy. I'll take that. What do you think, T?
Well, I was selfishly hoping it would be a crypto coin, but the crypto market's getting eviscerated here recently is kind of taking the wind out of the sails of that dream.
Yeah, that's not helping right now, right? They can't be looking at that as a good sign to try to release a crypto coin with the dump we just took. I mean,
if I had to guess on solution sets that I know of, I'd say the same answer as you. A potential profitable quarter would be a hell of a pounce. I know that's not what some people want to hear, but I think that would be a fantastic. AMC reports its first profitable quarter since what, 2018 or some shit.
Yeah.
Despite all odds, despite people saying they're going bankrupt, imagine how much press that would get. That's a hell of a pounce. And that would, I'm sorry for the bears listening, but that would strike fear into anybody that's short on this stock.
Yep.
And it would rally unbelievably
FOMO.
the bulls on AMC.
100%. Especially if it's still hanging around this price point in a couple weeks when that data comes out. Mike, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Manjeet, good evening. How you doing tonight? Manjeet's in the house. Bridger OZ says, I think it's impossible that they ever take away the buy button again. Don't put anything past them. Bringer of ZZA. I didn't think they were going to continue this January 6th sham, but they're going another week. All of a sudden, they found a new witness with unbelievable information that they couldn't get the last 15 months. He just all of a sudden they got him today. Yeah. Good night, Angelina. People making progress. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I said good night to Fisher. Jay Beebs. Who is the CEO of GME? Is Ryan Cohen, Jay Beebs. Ryan Cohen, who owns also Chewy. Yeah, if you guys remember to hit the like button on your way out, your way in, that would be great. That would be great.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did anyone else read? Either read this or saw it. I either read it on Reddit or I saw someone talking about it on YouTube. Someone asked a question: presidential. What happened to all the YouTubers on Fox and CNBC? Any ideas why they're not on anymore? I read or watched someone say something that I've never seen before, which made me think for a second. And their case basically was that like Trey and Matt were being used to pump people into this play. They were being brought onto these programs to draft even more of your guys' money into this. What do you guys think about that? Were they being used, or was it just, were they being used to drag even more retail into a failing play? Or was it just the media wanting to get eyeballs on a good story because it was timely? That was an interesting perspective. I don't know if I agree with it, but I'd never heard that before last week, and I wish I could remember where I heard that.
Well, that would indicate Charles Payne was involved.
Yeah, I don't
Unless
think
he didn't
Charles.
know better.
I don't think Charles Payne would use them, but CNBC.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Just like we said back when that video came out, Tony, that, you know, they're trying to hop on this bandwagon because everyone got into, they saw probably the reaction from Melissa Lee with the naked shorts. They saw people flocking in and seeing the clicks go up on Charles Payne's video and him having on retail investors who are YouTubers. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? They had Keenan on, they had all those big guys on. I don't see him getting into the bottom of anything like that. I think Charles Payne is as legit as they come. That's just my gut, but I've been wrong before. Doc Zeno corrected me. Thank you, Doc. Cohen is not the CEO. It is Furlong is the CEO. Thanks, man. June 2021.
What is Cohen's position? If I don't know.
He's the biggest shareholder on the board, right? So I don't know what his actual title is. That's a good question.
Look it up.
Yep. Founder and CEO of Chile, chairman of GameStop. Chairman of the
board, not CEO.
Chairman of the board. Okay. There you go. Yep.
See,
yep.
we make mistakes here too.
Thanks, Doc. Correcting me.
This is why we have GME experts on here.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Right. But that's no excuse for me though, because I've been reading about this for the last 4 days, so I should have known that. I did look into Chang and Cohen. Obviously, I didn't look into Furlong's back. I didn't go that far into their board. Tony Mass, there. I think about these late night open mic sessions. The more I'm convinced Tony is super handsome. Fat boy for life. Jesus Christ, Eric. Let's see. All right, so there seems to be some confusion about the avatar numbers. So I'm gonna have to look into that and see what these numbers are. Those just numbers seem really high. I know Avatar is gonna make a ton of money, but 1 billion in production and then $500 million in advertising, and we're still far away. I mean, I've seen a lot of ads for it already, and we're still 6 months away from that.
Imin says nothing moves until GME runs. Whatever it takes, my friend.
Yeah, I don't care who goes first.
I really don't care. If it takes GME running, hey, I'm down. If AMC reports a profitable quarter before GameStop and it runs first and drags GameStop, well, I think you'll still be happy with that too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in a GameStop elitist versus AMC elitist debate. Many and most of us hold both. There's no one here is going to argue one over the other. Whatever it takes, we're all on board.
Did you watch Trey's video? I guess he must have put one out tonight about the GME report, or maybe it was last night. Did you watch his video about the GME report? Thoughts? I did
don't
not.
watch videos that are. I don't watch videos that are over 10 minutes. I just don't have time. I don't have time. It's that simple. I mean, I'm reading the report on myself. I don't need to watch someone else's video. If he had done a 5-minute summary, I would have watched it.
I'll probably watch it at some point in the next 24 hours. Bringer of these. Cohen is the chairman. Is he also the CEO? No. Doc Zeno was correct on that. Robert says Payne's report on the House report was just sad. Because the report's sad, Robert. He can only talk back to what he's reading from the report. The report's shit, so obviously Payne's not gonna. I mean, maybe he didn't look great in his take on it, but yeah, I mean, the if the material is trash, obviously the person relaying the message is not going to be in a big hurry. Just another ape says Totalist is Johnny Depp coming back as Jack Sparrow. Can't believe they got to go groveling back to what a bunch of idiots. That Disney is just, man, they are cruising for a bruise, and I just can't wait for it to come. Can't wait for them to get taken out of the knees. I wouldn't care if that whole place burned in the ground. Let's see. Honestly, something about this place smells like a setup. I don't trust fake news. CNBC for CNN. Opinionated asshole says no. No one's trusting the media. That's why me and Tony are doing videos. No one trusts the mainstream media. But one thing about Payne, I think legitimately he wants to see retail have its place in the market. I've never heard him say anything different from the first day they took away the buy button in GME and he flipped out on Charles Gasparino. That all looked real to me. That didn't look like it was staged. Maybe on Gasparino's part, but not on Charles Payne's part. Did Cohen sell out completely of Chewy and Bed Bath & Beyond?
Did he sell his position?
Yeah. Someone said I don't think Cohen is involved with Chewy any longer. Yeah, Bringer. Agreed. That's right. Just for clicks. Just for clicks. I'm looking around. Matt's changed even Trey. You know what? Presidential pre-roll? These guys have changed because they are no longer in need of a MOAS. That's what I think. The biggest thing that changed about Matt Kors and Trey's trades is they don't need AMC to squeeze anymore. Their careers are pretty set in stone right now. For the rest of us, we're worried about it. Shannon says that theory goes way deep into collusion and conspiracy. If they do get exposed, it would be massive. Absolutely, Shannon. Absolutely. You want me to put the screen up, T? Or are you still looking through something?
I was reading, someone said Michael Stinger, the Senate Sergeant at Arms, died. I was looking up the report to see if there was any cause of death. Remember January 6th?
Yeah. On Sitnik?
Michael Singer, Senate Sergeant at Arms during the Capitol riot, has died. Cause of death, not cause of death, and not immediately clear, although it has been rumored. No, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to get you demonetized.
Like it matters.
I was going to say he got Hillaried, but
he got Hillaried. Crystal says, I guess Trey got burnt out, but I don't like when people don't follow through on a mission. He really talks about AMC anymore. Crystal says 1969 Yahoo. And Trey says Trey was talking about AMC today. I agree. I think he got burnt out. I think we're all burnt out, honestly, Crystal. I mean, I've had my channel since the first week in April of last year. So we're all burnt out. And we've been holding these shares. So our accounts go sky high and all the way back down again to where we started. So he can't be that burnt out because he made $1 million in fucking options. So I don't want to hear it. Get your ass back on the TV and keep up with AMC. I really don't want to hear it, Trey. You made $1 million in options. You owe the community. You owe these people who made you all that cash. Without them, you are nothing. I know Matt Kors thinks his shit don't stink and he doesn't need GME, but he does.
Isn't Trey like at that place where he only talks about AMC when something actually happens?
Like today.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, what is the point in just covering one stock when there's thousands of other ones out there that are moving on any given day? It's fine to hold AMC and to continue to do due diligence on it, but for him to live stream all day, every day, and just talk about one stock, I could see how that would would burn him out.
For sure. Yep. I just, but I understand the whole thing about following through because I would expect people to hold me to that same standard if I start something, see it through. So I get it. Because believe me, I thought about just saying, you know what, I'm not going to talk about AMC anymore. I'm just going to move on and start a different channel.
If the day comes where he starts saying, day trade AMC, or I'm selling my AMC, or you should buy puts on AMC, then I'm done with him.
Different story. Right.
Oh, wait. He said one of those, didn't he?
He said short it. He said short it. Did say that. Samler says, hey, Mass, allegedly GME has more shares DRS, according to CompuShare stats. On the importance of DRS, tinfoil hat, code strange love. And do you and him have your shares registered? I do not, Samuel Fink. And neither does Tony. You want to tell him why, T?
Do I want to what?
You want to explain to him why we don't have our shares direct shared with GME or AMC?
Just based on my very high level reading of it a year ago when I was looking into it, when the super stonk people started pushing it, I was not convinced at that time, and I remain willing to be convinced. But the research I did 6, 8, 12 months ago led me to believe that I would not be able to sell at the second and price of my choosing. And that was where I stopped. That's a hard stop for me. If I can't hit a button and sell within 0.5 milliseconds, I'm not interested. If I got to wait an hour or 2 hours or a day for them, first of all, to try and get through, to someone on the phone, or, worry about their system going down because they're being flooded by millions of people trying to sell at the same time. Then they got to bundle all those orders up and route them over back to a broker on Wall Street and get it put back into street name and then try and do the transaction. I personally don't want any part in that. That's just a personal decision based on my concerns, based on what I read. And I'm willing to reconsider if someone can show me that in a short squeeze scenario that situation won't pan out, that I'll be able to sell it within a millisecond of hitting the sell button.
Yep. Susan says, I thought Trey had a good presentation, good summary. Susan, I'm going to watch this video tonight when we get off of here. And, I like I said, I don't have, there might be some animosity because I feel some way towards Trey. So that might be all inside me. So I don't know. I think he's performed admirably through this whole thing. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see.
Mike Millspaw.
What do you say?
Now that Stinger's out of the way, they can focus on Ghislaine Maxwell.
Now that Stinger's out of the way? I don't understand. He wasn't supposed to testify tomorrow, was he? He wasn't the guy that was supposed to testify, right?
I don't know.
That's a joke, right? I'm assuming.
I'm sure he died of natural causes. I'm just playing into the news of the day, but but Vince Foster died of natural causes too.
Vince Foster?
Yeah.
Died of natural causes?
Gunshot to the head.
To the head? Was that self-inflicted?
He was one of attorney that Clinton worked with back in the Little Rock law firm days.
Ooh. So he knows some secrets. A lot of people say no DRS for me. I don't see anything wrong with it except in a short squeeze situation. Other than that, I think it's all good. D Gordon says, "Hello guys, thanks for live streams. I hope AMC is going to be the good for everybody. By the way, will cryptocurrency keep going down so the hedge funds get the money to keep it short, to keep the shorts open?" Let me see. I got to read that one more time. Will the cryptocurrency keeps going down so the hedge funds get the money to keep shorting? Oh, okay. So you're asking, is it going to be good for everybody? Not if you own crypto. It's not going to be good. But D, if you're saying,
I think there's a question in there. Will crypto keep going down so the hedge funds keep getting money to keep the shorts open? I mean, that is a theory, right? That part of the reason that crypto is going down is because they're pulling cash out to pay off these margin calls, right? Mass, that's a theory that people are
yes
talking about, and it could be, it absolutely could be a legitimate theory,
because they have both. But that has happened the last 2 times that AMC ran, right?
That is also a fact, right? Crypto went down right before AMC and GameStop ran. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no way of factually proving that, but it definitely is a potential scenario.
Absolutely.
They could be using cash from crypto to keep their collateral up. They could be getting margin called as not because AMC is going down, but the market's going down and their long positions are going down. And some of them could be getting margin called on their longs and having to post extra collateral. What do you do if you've ever had a margin account and you get a margin call? It's happened to me. It's happened to me a couple times. I send them some money. I got to find some money somewhere and send it to them. So margin call doesn't mean necessarily that you're screwed or that you got to sell all your short positions, but you do need to bring some extra cash into your account. And if that means you got to rob crypto to send it over here, that's what you're going to do. If you've tapped out your line of credits, there's no liquidity, as Lou likes to say. Liquidity is dried up on the street. Well, where do you turn? You turn to your crypto account. That could happen. Absolutely, that could be happening.
Yes.
I don't know, but it absolutely could be happening.
Someone asked about drive-in theaters, and Crystal says they looked in. I know that there was a recommendation made to Adam Aaron last year, and he said it wasn't profitable because there was no demand for it. Sam says about DRS shares, totally incorrect info. Do some DD. You have a choice to bundle or immediate limit sell. Samuel, thank you for letting us know that. I don't deal with computer share or DRS, my trades or my shares. So thank you for informing the masses. Yeah, he says you just have to call.
I'm just going to say in my defense, I did days of DD. And rather than just take a random comment in the chat, I'd like you guys to provide me a link or a source to go read the info that you read so that I can get some better information. Right?
He says you just have to call computer share. You may have to wait 2 to 3 days to get access to your funds. That's a risk I'm not willing to take, Samuel. That's why we are saying
I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting 2 or 3 days to get access to my funds.
I want access to build my shares.
Right. I read at the time that I did 2 or 3 days of research into it. What I read was that they bundle up the orders and send them over to the street, and then they have to be converted back into seed and company's name, and then they are pushed out to sell. Like, those are all extra steps I don't need to worry about right now. I don't need to contact anybody. I punch a button and it's done.
Yep.
I don't got to worry about a website going down.
It's an immediate
I don't got to worry
transaction.
about the office of 3 people at ComputerShare not answering the phone because a million apes are trying to call them. I don't got to worry about anything other than pushing a button and hoping that my broker didn't turn off the buy button.
Yeah, I mean, what has DRS done for GameStop so far? Not much that I can tell, because
that's the other thing. Like, for all the people,
what's it doing?
You can see in both GameStop's quarterly reports and AMC's, You can see the exact number of shareholders that have DRS their shares. They have far more than us. What has it done for them? I'm just going to say I make my decisions based on evidence, and the evidence is not compelling that it's made any real difference yet in GameStop.
Yep. Yeah.
But I'm willing based on good evidence from you guys to change my mind. You gotta say more than a vague comment in a chat. DM me, Twitter me something, give me something to look at, and I'll be happy to do it always.
Agreed. Yeah, I think we've talked about that. You know, Sam, this might be your first time on the stream tonight, but me and Tony have mentioned this many times. This isn't the first time DRS was brought up in the chat. We've spoken on it many, many times. So, okay. I guess I'm going to have to look into DRS and maybe do a video on it because after GameStop, because I don't want to disappoint Sam.
Go to the dark side, Massalorian. Do a video.
I'm already in the dark side. Oh God, let's see. Has never been insulted with that many sale orders. Computers have never been inundated with that many sell orders from many shareholders. Tony, have you ever been falsely margin called and giving back your money? They sold 10 of my AMC shares like a week ago and gave me the money. Is that the only position you had, Broke Ape? Was AMC, or did they choose AMC to cover that? I'm sorry, Tony, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't know what falsely margin called is. I mean, you can be margin called based on your broker's criteria for how much margin is required for any certain security, and they can change the margin requirements by ticker at their own freaking whim. That's why I don't recommend. I started recommending everybody close out all margin positions in November of last year.
Don't open them in the first place. That's my advice. GME running a run up to 400, nothing to do with RRS. Think about that. Yeah, Doc, we're exactly right. That run up in January, according to the SEC, had nothing to do with DRS. So, and when it ran back up to 350 in September, right before the quarterly earnings, and they dumped all those shares in the market, that had nothing to do with DRS. Nothing came in. Did you just type that in? Oh man. Let's see. You want to put that up?
We need to get this one trending.
Steven says GFYM is a hot stock.
We need to get it trending on Twitter.
I still think we should put a 3 on the end and say go fuck your March 3rd. I still think that's better than your mother. Should be GYFM3. Go fuck your March 3rd. Oh man.
Oh, go fuck your March 3rd.
Yeah, I think GYFM3 would be even better. It would be go fuck your March 3rd. Unless it's 2023. Sergeant Beef is long on that. Let's see. Has never been inundated. Okay, I read that already. All right, let's see. Where are we at right now? 12:15. So we're gonna go. T, do you have anywhere to go? Are you okay to stay till 12:30? Do 3 hours? You okay with that?
Yeah. Someone
15
said
minutes?
Justice Scalia died of natural causes. This is a true story. I have some friends that are also clients of mine that were on the property at the ranch with Justice Scalia the day he died. They were all they were on a retreat. Yeah. These are high roller folks.
Yeah, remember that. Yeah, he was on a hunting trip, right? Like on a ranch?
Yeah, they were there, and whether or not I don't want to dive into all of that, but they have related some stories to me.
Oh yeah?
Nothing scandalous, unfortunately. Okay. But they were there. Okay. They were there that day, the day that it happened with him on the trip.
Really? Were they obviously were there. There was multiple different parties there, correct?
Yeah, okay. Multiple cabins. Everybody was a guest of the host. I forget who the host was.
Okay. And where was it? New Mexico, Arizona?
I don't recall.
Somewhere in the Southwest.
I'm thinking it was probably in Texas, because I mean these folks I know live here in Austin.
It might have been Texas.
But I don't recall. It's been a couple days.
Diaz, good evening, man. How you doing tonight? Diaz. I also saw Foo Dog was in the chat. Kiwi Girl says 1796 Patriots says I pulled out a go fucking mother. How do the feds printing so much money continuously affect us? Feds bought 22.8 billion in U.S. Treasuries today alone. How do the feds printing so much money continuously affect us?
Maybe because you can put up Clark Barwick's comment next.
After Kiwi Girls?
How do the feds printing so much money continually affect us? Look, the feds, the entire way that the monetary supply works and the Fed works. I'm going to do a video one of these days on repos and reverse repos and the way that the Fed and the Treasury work with banks. I don't know if I even want to dip my toe in that water, because I'm going to piss so many people off. And maybe in the course of doing it, I will agree with all of the conspiracy theorists. But you guys have to remember, banks and institutions do not want to hold cash. So they will send that cash to the Fed, because they at least get some interest for it overnight, and then they get it back the next day. That's just how the process works. It's the way it's always worked. And when liquidity is tight, the process reverses, because the Fed wants to give cash to banks and institutions that need it to keep the markets from crashing. That's all I'm going to say on it tonight. God, it's not easy to explain in a way for a layman to understand. And I have a video in the edit where I was going to talk about it, but I started going down too many rabbit holes, and I want to keep it to 5 minutes. So maybe I'll take another whack at it this week.
Kiwi Girl, if you have YouTube, go to PBS and Frontline and watch the one in, I believe it's an hour and 45-minute special called The Power of the Fed. And it will break down how they knew about all the consequences from QE. They knew everything starting back in 2008. The different presidents of the Federal Reserves knew this was going to be an issue, and at some point we were going to have to pay for this. And that time is right upon us right now. But definitely go watch that ProPublica special on the power of the Fed. Literally, Wall Street runs the Fed pretty much.
They knew exactly what they're doing. I'm not arguing that. I mean, but they had one alternative, right? Either print money and give money to give liquidity to everybody, or let the entire economy crash. They didn't have, and maybe they should have, right? Maybe they should have let some things crash. They
could have let the airlines go. There was a lot of money given out, and right now they're canceling 500 flights a day because of weather. Where did the $36 billion of money go from the federal government that you were just given a year ago to get you through the pandemic? How is it now you have no money to properly staff your airline? It's ridiculous. They gave them all that money, and they should. Next time, let them go broke. If they want to go out there and do a share buyback because they're making so much profit, then they don't need a bailout. They don't need a bailout. Next time, like, what's his name there? Who's the guy who used to be in, I believe, with Facebook? Parmatath. What's his name? The Indian guy. He's got a podcast. I can't think of his name. But anyways, he was talking about that and just saying, you know what, let them, next time they get themselves in trouble like that, then, you know, then someone else is going to buy them out. They got to figure something out. What do other companies do? You can't keep getting bailed out every time you make a mistake. You can't. We don't have enough money to go around for that, especially now.
Someone asked, is the Federal Reserve Bank privately owned? Not to my knowledge, it's not privately owned.
No. No, it's not.
The DTCC is privately owned.
Yes.
Through all the Wall Street conglomerates. They're all members of this corporation, but the Fed is absolutely an arm of the federal government, working in conjunction with the U.S. Treasury.
Yes. Yes. Notice how everyone keeps flipping around here. We got Jay Powell, Janet Yellen. One's in the SEC, then they're in the Treasury, then they're in the Federal Reserve. It's a revolving door. Everybody's in and out. I didn't even realize till the other day that Janet Yellen was the leader of the Fed in 2019. I was like, what? How these
She
people
was the
keep
head of
putting
the Fed?
Was it
The chairman?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. In 2019.
Yellen?
I'm pretty sure, man. I maybe I'm tripping.
She could be. Yeah, Jared, let me know. You got a second to Google it. All right, Clark,
Yeah.
can you pull up?
Trump picks Jerome Powell to succeed Yellen as Fed chair. 2017. She was just ahead of the Fed. So not only is she now in the Treasury destroying that, but she ruined the Fed from 2017 to 2020.
I'm not the hugest fan of Jerry P., but he's definitely a lot better than Janet Yellen.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Powell is. I mean,
the Fed.
He let his underboss
to clear up any misconceptions here. The Fed is a independent entity, right? They are not at the whims of a political party. They have a charter with very specific things that they're responsible for doing. They're supposed to be independent of politics, but they're still part of the federal government.
Yep. And I don't think any of this has to do with politics. This just has to do with greed, corporate greed, and robbing the Treasury before they're on their way out. Clearly, no one wants to go to heaven. Everyone just wants money right now. All these old people are like 1 foot out the door.
Shannon, I was probably asleep that year.
Randall, what's up? How you doing tonight? Randall says capital demands for every dollar amount of cash becomes quite expensive. More cash, more cap requirements. Truth. Let's see. Janet Yellen got a lot of money for speaking fees. That shouldn't be allowed. 100%.
I do remember hearing that, but proof that I don't know everything is that I forgot Janet Yellen was chairman of the Fed.
Yeah.
There's only so many facts I can remember.
Is someone trying to say that that's terrible until you didn't know that? I mean, geez. Hell, I can't remember what happened last weekend.
I also don't remember birth dates. I don't remember birth dates very well.
Food Dog says not sure the Fed is government. No, it's not. It's not. Let's see. Pour it up, Tony. What are you drinking?
I got a little bit of non-keto approved Coca-Cola and a little bit of keto approved Patron Silver.
Nice.
Ooh, that's good. We almost killed this. Maybe we can kill this bottle tomorrow on the $16.
So you can kill that right now.
AMC. $16 shot calling tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds good. Let's get up to 16. I'd be very happy with that.
So since you didn't pull up Clark Barwick's comment, he said that he saw the same post or Reddit or YouTube, whatever, that I saw 6 months ago, where someone called CompuShare and they related the same story that I was trying to tell 30 minutes ago about how their sell process works. So Clark is vouching for me on DRS. But if you guys have other updated sources, and a lot of time has transpired since I looked into DRS, so I'm perfectly happy to look into anything you guys send me on DM or any links that you can get to me on email or Twitter. Absolutely.
Clark, sorry I missed your chat, but it is up now. By the way, pass around regards to your wife. California Dream Homes, good night. Have a good night. Let me see here. Prometheus, good night. Eric Bissell, good night. Big B. Excellent documentary by PBS titled The Power of the Fed. Very eye-opening. Someone just talked about that. I forget who it was, Doc. Someone was just talking about that earlier.
I'm gonna have to watch that one.
It's really good.
I
Really good.
love stuff like that.
It's really good.
You know,
Especially Republican.
way back in the day, like 100 years ago, I took a bunch of college classes on that shit.
Oh yeah. On the banking, the Federal Reserve and the banking, how it works at banking.
Yeah, I mean, my college minor is in finance and banking,
Okay.
like how the whole monetary system works. And now, since I never worked on Wall Street and I never worked for a bank, now when I have to go back and remember how all this shit works, it's like I still have to reread it because I haven't used it in a few decades, but I understand it when I read it.
Right. It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Got it.
But it is widely misunderstood how the Fed works and why all this money transfer between banks and the Fed happens. That is just how our system is designed. But then the Fed mucks it up in times of recession, or, you know, like with the COVID thing, they muck it up because they don't want the economy to crash and they start printing too much money. That's where things get screwy. And you can see that. You guys all saw that with the budget, the balance sheet getting out of whack.
Way out of whack. And that's another thing. The problem is they didn't turn off the faucet soon enough. They kept pushing it off and pushing it off. Last summer, remember, we kept hearing it was transitory. I remember Meet Kevin was going on, being like, look at the Fed. The Fed, they're very bullish. And it's not hawkish. No, this is good. And, you know, next thing you know, we're at 8.5% all time, 40-year highs. So
it's funny for me to watch some of those guys now. Like I was watching my good friend Jeremy, you know, saying he lost 90%. Jeremy, financial education, lost 90% of his investment. He's like, I just didn't see this coming. How the fuck could you not see this coming? Oh, you're 23 years old. Okay, I get it.
I know.
I'm giving Jeremy a hard time. I know you didn't see it coming because you haven't lived through 2 or 3 of these, but anyone who's lived through this absolutely saw it coming. And that's why, Mass, you and I have been talking about this for a long time. This and Boss Blunts too. This has been coming, and anyone with their eyes open or who has been through it before knew this was coming.
We never cleaned up this mess from 08. They never properly went in and changed policy. They never changed monetary policy to make it more safe so they can't dig themselves a hole like this. And these guys went loco cowboy shit and started shorting everything, right? And they got caught last January, and hopefully they're going to get caught again at some point. Broke 8 said, good impression, Mass. Thanks. He's quite a character.
Julie, thank you for tuning in, Julie. Sorry I missed this one. We'll be on replay, Julie. Thanks to
we just gave you a shout out, Julie. Sergeant B said I unsubbed from Meet Kevin. He's a bull in a china shop. Really is. Let's see. I guess, what did he say? I guess oil getting bullish again after a few weeks down, says Michael. Man, I don't know what's going to happen next. 87, 2000, 2008, says Carl J. Next. 2030. That's what I'm looking forward to. Diaz, have a good night, man. Drain Cleaning Australia says, guys, do we squeeze soon? I hope so, Drain Cleaning Australia.
2 weeks.
I know I could have made a lot of money with all the money I got tied up in AMC.
KC told me 2 weeks, Mass.
That's what he said? KC Shaw? I'll take his word on it. He said that, really? 2 weeks?
Every day.
Oh, okay. Annie T, good night. Diaz, good night. I said good night.
Diaz, adios.
Adios.
Am I allowed to say that? Was that discriminatory against Mexicans?
No. Hondurans, yes. Mexicans, no. All right, let's you want to wrap this up? It's 12:30. I gotta get some food
it's only
in my
11:30 here. Let's keep going till the top of the hour. What do you got to do tomorrow?
You want to keep going? I want to eat. All right, give me 2 minutes then. Can you run chat for a second?
Yeah.
I'll put up a question. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I
Let me put a
can't
question for a
control the
sec.
chat, just so you guys know. I can't. Massalorian has the
Right.
chat.
I'm going to put up a
I can
question.
see your questions as they pop up.
Let me see.
Rigo
Let me try
says
and find
anything
people.
is discriminatory now. Yeah, I made one comment about a vote down in South Texas, and someone said, "Why don't you like Mexicans?" Not knowing that I was married to one and have a half Mexican kid. So that was a joke playing on something that happened a couple hours ago. Mass, time to go make a hot pocket. I think he's probably going to go get a Red Bull. What do y'all think? Who caught him the other night? Now that he's can't hear us, who caught him the other night when he was on his live and he thought he ended it and he's like, "What should I do? Should I have a Red Bull?" It was like one or 2 in the morning his time. I saw that. I was like watching. I'm like, Red Bull, 1 in the morning. He's smoking crack, bro. My opinion on IMPP, my Mexican Silverback. That's a oil stock, right? I'm gonna withhold comment because I haven't looked at it in a couple weeks. When Mass comes back, I'll pull it up. Liz Clayman says, I caught him and called him. I called him too, Liz. I said, "What are you doing drinking a Red Bull this late?" And he's like, "Well, I'm already up this late. Maybe I'll just power through and work on a video." I was like, wow, that is some dedication. Working on videos for you guys at 1 o'clock in the morning with some Red Bull. Can you troll the Ape Father for a laugh? I did catch the Ape Father with my Adam Aaron video today. He made a video saying, "I got him. Got him." We're gonna do, as soon as Alex is feeling better, we're gonna do a Ape Father bingo night. If you guys don't know who Alex is, check back a couple live streams ago for the blonde in our thumbnail. As soon as Alex is feeling better, we're gonna do a bingo night. Since there's no debates going on, I'm gonna do a random bingo card. And if you guys want to join in, I'm not this time doing a shot for every word that he says. I'll do a sip and maybe a shot if we bingo. But we're gonna make a bingo card, Massalorian, now that you're back. One night coming up, we're just gonna have a fun night of watching some Ape Father videos with a bingo card, and we're gonna drink every time he says a word on the bingo card. We're just gonna watch like 6 random videos.
Live?
We're gonna watch them live, yeah.
Oh my
For
God.
any, maybe like on a Friday or Saturday night, just for fun.
Okay.
Fuck it.
All
Fuck
right.
it. Maybe on a Wednesday for those that don't have to work. As soon as Alex has COVID, so as soon as Alex is feeling better, we're gonna do it. She's been asking me. She said, "I want to do a bingo night, Tony."
Oh, there you go.
So
yes.
yeah, if she's down to party, if we're down to party.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And since there's no debates on the schedule, we'll do a Ape Father bingo card night. So get your 6-pack ready, or your Tito's, whatever, and let's have some fun one night this week.
So Jared said, "Mass, that was faster than hockey." Jared, I took a frozen pizza out of the freezer and threw it in my air fryer for 11 minutes flat, and it's done, cooked perfect.
I have no ice in this drink, by the way.
Drinking it neat.
Sergeant Beef, thank you, sir. I will let her know.
Yes,
it was funny tonight because I was texting Alex and, "Hey, do you want to come on the live with me and Mass tonight?" And unbeknownst to me, Scarlett was texting her like, "Hey, do you want to go to yoga tonight?" She's like, time. Damn it, both of y'all, I'm sick. Leave me alone.
Really? The hell away from me. Lizzie, you never get the notifications. I know, it sucks. I know, it's a bummer. How you doing tonight, Lizzie? Clark says, "The best thing could ever happen to AMC community is when you decided to go live as a content creator. Tony, thanks for all you do." Boom.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, that's true. Liz Clayman says, "Me and Massalorian were up till 5 a.m. Yes, we were. We came up with some pretty cool designs, some pretty wild designs.
Wait, you're gonna have T-shirts? You've been holding back on me. I didn't know about this.
I thought I had said I wanted to give out swag during live streams, like at the end of the night, just give out like to one random person, just like call
Oh,
out a
okay.
number or a comment and give one out. Yeah, I want to do
Give
that.
out. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. It's like a prize. Like if you come in the live
You're
stream, you get
you're
a chance to
forgiven
win.
because I thought you were going full grifter there for a second.
No. No. Oh, no. No, I want to get like 50 of them, give them out to my mods and then give out to subscribers and members for live streams. Yeah, I want to give one out per night. I'm just gonna get a couple different things, long sleeve shirts. I'm gonna get. We picked up a couple different patterns for guys and girls, but the logos are pretty cool. I think you guys will like them. What do you got, T?
While you're chatting for a second, someone asked me to look up for my thoughts on IMPP, and I haven't looked at it recently. So 52 cents. That's probably why I haven't looked at it.
Did I tell you this morning that Fidelity shut off my penny stock, my ability to buy penny stocks randomly out of nowhere. So
no, you didn't tell me that. Anytime I try and buy one, they give me a warning, but they've never shut me off. What'd they tell you?
Just notification came up that to turn on the penny stock thing, and I'm like, what? I never had to turn this on before, unless I'm just not remembering right. And I bought through Webull, but
yeah, I mean, you got to. I think you have to on Fidelity. You have to hit you have to agree to a disclosure one time, and they still warn you after that. IMPP 4 million last in December, 5 million in March. Earnings per share, they did have a penny.
Really?
They did have a penny in profit in their last quarter, up from a negative 1 penny 2 quarters ago. So, I mean, that's not all bad news. Now, why are they at 52 cents, right? I'm going to need to dig. I'm going to need to dig deeper. I know it's been a while since I've done a deep dive on IMPP, but 17 million, 20 million in revenue, 13 million. I don't know. I don't recall. It's one of those ones I don't remember. I'm going to need to look into it.
Riga Jig says, yeah, great job to all for doing what we're doing. Yeah, Riga Jig. That's what I'm saying. Like I none of this is possible without all of you guys. So that's why I want it. And I said swag, but that's not really what I meant. That sounds retarded. It's just clothing. It's no swag. You're not gonna be swagging. You're just gonna have a t-shirt on like this with Oakley, but it's gonna say something related to us and different design. Yeah, I'm not going Mac Kors. Absolutely not.
IMPP has 16% short interest and 105% cost to borrow.
105?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the short interest over 20%, obviously, but I'll look into it this week. Doesn't look like it's any rush. It's at 52 cents.
Doc is saying, check out The Power of Wall Street. Who Rules America is another PBS Frontline ProPublica collaboration. It's really well done. Doc Zeno is 100% correct. Really well done. Retarded. Who likes red beans and rice? That's what we eat here in Louisiana. Good thing. As much GME and AMC shares I'm holding. Yeah, red beans and rice. Fantastic at Popeyes. I've never had it like homemade. I'm sure it's really good homemade.
Red beans and rice is the staple of Louisiana, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and in certain Mexican families, also Mexican families. Here, why am I on this Mexican thing tonight?
You guys stopped though, Tony. It's quite racist. It's quite racist. That's racist.
Freaking racist. I love me some red beans and rice.
I've only had it at Popeyes.
Booyah.
Yeah. I've only had it at Popeyes, and that's Louisiana kitchen, right? So that makes sense.
Yuca frita is red beans and rice, Nicaraguan also. I know we've had this conversation about yuca. I'm not a expert on Nicaraguan cuisine
or Honduran. Pal speaking again this week? Oh, you have? Is it good?
Yeah.
I have a Puerto Rican place right down the street here. It's amazing. Amazing.
It is.
So good. So good. And every time I go in there, all I see is the beach. And I'm like, they have all the pictures of Puerto Rico, like the fort and
La
some other.
Fortaleza.
Yes, yes. And every time I go in there, I'm like, oh, as soon as this fucking stock takes off, I'm so gonzo to wherever that place is in the picture. That's all. That's the only thing I want to do. I've been looking at they just opened Thailand back up to the world, so you don't have to do any testing or anything like that. Again, you can get a 6-month visa to go in. And I was just looking at some of the places that are up for rent right now, and things have gone up since the pandemic, but not by much. I mean, still right now, you can get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, literally like a 5-minute walk from the water, up on a 30-story tower with maid service, towel change. It's like basically you have like hotel service. There's an infinity pool on the roof. It's $450 a month. It's $17 for Wi-Fi and $12 for on average for electricity.
Where is this?
Thailand, Pattaya.
Yeah. We have a lot of talks in the Discord about post-MOAS people moving to Thailand or Philippines. We got folks in the Discord prepping everybody that live over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of expats. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I've been looking into it. I honestly, last night I was watching something about one of the places, and I'm like, if I had gotten out in June, I could have almost been set for life in Thailand for at least next 20 years. I could have had my rent paid, or I could have bought something and not have to worry about anything. And here I am. Talking about red beans and rice. Saying when fried cheese. Did you know Pal speaking today? Good night, Vin Cool.
Today? No.
I'm sorry, this week. This week.
Didn't he already speak? No, that was last week. That was last week. No, I did not know he was speaking this week.
I didn't either. 46 migrants. Yeah, Mike, we saw that in San Antonio. 16 hospitalized. So they actually had 60 people. Man, that sucks. Liz says one of my big clients lives in Thailand. Yeah. With his wife after the MOAS. I mean, why would you why not? Why wouldn't you want to be in a tropical place? Also right on, it's tropical, lush jungles, straddled by Caribbean type seas and beaches. 80 degrees year-round weather. I mean, and because the cost of living is a tenth of what it is here, it's a no-brainer, I think.
Massalorian CSI says he's in for bingo night. What's the next night you don't have to work the next day, Massalorian?
That would be Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. All right.
Yeah.
I'll ping Alex and see if she's going to be recovered from COVID by Wednesday night.
All right. Yeah. How long has she had
Can
it?
you please schedule your recovery for us to have some fun?
How long has she had it for?
I found out about it on, I think, Friday. So.
Okay. Been a couple days. I know my parents just got over it, and they were sick for a long time. But she's young.
She should bounce back quick.
Mm-hmm. Ken says Portugal is another good location for retirement. I also looked at Mazatlan. Mazatlan is pretty cheap, right at the beach in Mexico. Some great places there. Mass, if you go to Thailand, says San Diego laundromats, you may not come back. It's paradise. Yeah, I never thought I would leave San Diego laundromats, but I did, right? So it just depends. What's going to pull me back here is the question, or what's going to keep me there. Yeah, bingo night. Let's do that. Definitely. I'm down for that. We'll have to pump it up beforehand so we can get a bunch of people on, make sure they know in case they don't get a notification, right? Make a notice ahead of time. Like, hey, listen, this Wednesday we're doing it. Whether you get a notification or not, we'll be there. Just set your watch.
CSI, glad you're feeling better. I had it last year or early, whenever I had it. It's on my YouTube channel. It took me out for 4 or 5 days, down for the count. Scarlett was down for 24 hours. Me, the old guy, I was down for almost a week. So I feel your pain. Mexican Silverback, Viva Mexico! Go!
Massalorian.
Ooh.
Thailand is hot and humid too. It gets harder to leave each time visit too. Check out Laos too. Yeah, everything's central air though, or there's units right in, and all the rooms in the places I was looking at, you could separate the bedroom from the rest of the house so that you could really cool down your bedroom. It's pretty awesome. And literally they don't have a kitchen really because it's cheaper to go out to eat all the time. Like that's how cheap it is. So most of the expats don't cook or microwave or anything because they're like, it's cheaper for us just to go out and get street food than it is to do any cooking, which is crazy. But
Hey, Mass, have you ever been to Asia?
no.
Where there's like some apartments in China, Taiwan, Japan, where like the bathroom is a combined shower and toilet.
Yes,
Can you
I have
imagine
seen
that?
that. Yes, I have seen that in the same space. Yes, they share the
Yes.
same space. Yes, physical
Yeah.
space. Yes,
Like there's
a
no
drain at your
separation between
feet.
your shower and the toilet.
I have seen that. It's pretty crazy. Yes, I have.
Pam
Doc says
"What about?"
everyone's. Guys,
Pam's asking, "What is the bingo night?" Pam, you need to go watch my bingo video to get a flavor of what it's going to be. Except this won't be a debate. We're just going to pick some random videos with a bingo card that I have randomly selected words from based on my knowledge of this person, what they are likely to say.
we could do multiple people in the same night.
We
with
could.
different, either different cards or different, squares. We could throw a little Lou in there, a little Al, maybe. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes, right? might add some people to that list. Pam just said Black Phone. What a good movie! Wow, go see Black Phone. You, Tony, you said you saw it, right?
No, we just rewatched the preview
Oh.
for it last night, though, and I think we're going to go see it this week. Looks pretty good. Thanks for letting us know, Pam.
Yes, and yeah, Pam, when you're ready to take me to Thailand, I'm ready to go.
I just want to throw this out. You got a couple more days to get your movie tickets in and your popcorn purchases for Q2 2.5 billion. So if you're looking for something to do, I mean, if AMC's not popping during the day, no, go after the market closes. Play it safe. Tomorrow after the market closes, go see Black Phone, go see Elvis, go see whatever you haven't seen. Let's do our part.
Yeah, we should be pumping that up. Yeah, and get that in it.
If
You literally have 2 days.
you should be pumping, it's go see a fucking movie, contribute to the bottom line.
Let's get profitable. Yeah, 100%.
2.5 billion is what I need for AMC this quarter.
Yes. Adrian said Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam. Hands up. Yeah, we'll definitely. Yeah, we should definitely do that. So we got to plan it out. If we're gonna do it this week, we might have to give it more. We might not be able to squeeze it in by Wednesday. We might have to wait till like Friday or Thursday, or whatever. I'm not gonna have to work in the morning next.
If you don't have to work on Thursday, what's wrong with Wednesday night?
I guess that's enough time, right, to get everybody.
Oh yeah,
I guess
I can throw a bingo card together in an hour.
Okay.
Let me ping Alex tomorrow, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
If not, we'll do it on the weekend. The weekend's safer. I mean, I want to be able to wake up in case we're moassing on Thursday morning.
Doc says nothing cleans an ass better than a stream of water. It's true. Good point. But usually I have the bidet for that, not a fucking shower head over your toilet. Just fucking bend over and turn the shower on. Jesus.
I'll never forget the time I was sightseeing in China. I forget where, somewhere outside of where was I? Somewhere near Shanghai. And we were sightseeing out in some rural area, and I really needed to use the restroom. And so I go in the public toilet they had there, and it's literally just a hole in the ground.
And you had to squeal down, right? Like squinch down, hang it. Oh my God.
Yes.
How did you do that? I seen it in India like that. It looks crazy.
It's a little different. Like if you're in a nightclub in Taiwan or Shanghai, they got a hole in the ground, but it's porcelain bowl, right? This was like dirt and a hole in the ground.
Oof.
That was the public toilet.
Oof, that's tough. Yeah, even Fenway at least had porcelain. You didn't piss on the ground, and Fenway's a dump. Jeez. Someone said cancel Moas so we could play bingo. We got people who need to lower their caffeine consumption, Rands, and then we have other people who are hammered. It's a great chat right now. I love late night after 12:30. It really pops. You're literally popping a squat, says Adrian. Exactly. You're literally popping a squat. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Is BioLife Hemp still watching, or did he sign off already?
I haven't seen BioLife in a long time, like at least an hour.
I got to do a review on some of the products he sent me, but man, well, I'm just gonna tell you to wait for the video. But something he sent me, I took a gummy one day last week. It freaking knocked me out for 15 hours.
Told me that.
I'm not joking. And
That's
so
crazy.
This weekend, I think when we came back from watching the movie with Adam Aaron, I took half of one because it was late and I wanted to go to sleep, and I didn't have to work on Saturday morning. So I took half of one, Delta 8 or Delta 0, whatever the hell it was. I was still down for the count till 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Holy smokes.
Now, granted, I read the package and it said, do not take more than half a gummy. Oh, I wish I would have read that before the first time.
You didn't read the packaging first?
Not the first time, no. The second time I read it and I only took half of one and it still fucked me up. But I'm going to do a review of all the products he sent me for you guys. Highly recommend you check out his online shop.
Yeah. I just I sent him an email back at the end of last week. He was like, yeah, tell me what you want. And I was like, I have no idea. I'm like, give me something for sleep. Like, help me sleep. And he said, okay. And I don't know. That's where I left it last.
Yeah. The other products that I've tried that aren't marked with like a devil on the package and warning, those do help you sleep.
Oh, really? They have Satan on it, though?
Got a devil on the package and it says extreme and warning, don't take a whole fucking gummy. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
It's not for newbies. Maybe
don't take
you're
it
more
for a live stream either.
It's not really my strong suit, taking Delta 0 or Delta 8.
Truth. Pam, good night, darling. Have a good night. I think she's going to work out. Yeah, so she's going to go to some weights after the movies. Jesus Christ! Why don't you go take a nap, Pam? Take a coma, relax for 24 hours. Dino Meg says, "How many milligrams? Do you know how many milligrams it was, Tony?"
Hang on one second. I'll let you know. We'll do an impromptu review.
Okay. Joey says, I have a CBD vape for sleep, but I feel like I need something stronger. It's funny because I quit smoking when I was in college. And I didn't start back up again until way later in life. Just barely here and there. I really just did it when I wanted to watch something cool. Like a movie, or that was like the only reason I wanted it, was to intensify movies. Leave no weight behind. The website for BioLife Hemp. Hold on, I'll get it for you. I will get it for you, my friend. Who just asked for that? Mike? Hang on, Mike. Let me find it. Tony, do you know the name of BioLife's the main store that he has? Storefront?
Oh man, I wish you would have asked me before I walked all the way back from the West
Yeah,
End.
okay. Mike, just message me on the message me and I'll get it to you. Message me.
Go back 30 or 40 days ago to the last mail call video that I did.
Okay.
And the links are in there.
Inside the description?
Yep.
There you go, Mike.
Just search my channel for subscriber mail call. All right. This is the one that is fucking killer. If you're looking for something to knock you out, it's called the Demon Delta 8, 200 milligrams per piece.
Oh, wow. Okay. Those are gangsta.
I don't know. Can you see that?
SMG shit. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, those look high quality.
Everything I've tried from him has been excellent, but these are not for the novice. I have other stuff I'll be reviewing in the upcoming mail call video. This is the size of one gummy.
Oh, wow. It's like a Sour Patch?
Yeah.
Okay. It's got that sugar on it? Yep.
This is half of one. This is half of what I didn't eat.
Oh, yeah. That's a big boy. Yep. That's no joke. Yeah, that's a lot. 20 is a lot.
If you got something to do the next day, do not take a fucking full one of those. That's all I'm going to say.
Someone said,
Live and
holy
learn.
shit.
Live and learn, kids.
Mike, you know what that is, right? You know what Tony's talking about? So the last mail call video they did, it's in the description. I know you know what that is.
Delta 8 is legal in Texas.
Delta 8 is legal? I know. I keep forgetting. Pam went to like a 7 o'clock movie. It's only 10 there. I know. Keep forgetting. It's 1 in the morning here. Demon might have been a hint, Tony.
Caution only for the most extreme users. Do not drive.
Well, Gator says, why does Ortex have 2 different numbers for cost to borrow? Do they? That is what I call a space cake. 2,000 milligram CB vape. Gator, I'm not sure why Ortex would have 2 different numbers for that. Delta 9 is illegal, not 8. Yeah, Dino Mike, I've heard this from a lot of people. That it depends on how you metabolize them as far as breaking them down in your body and then getting the THC into your bloodstream. Some people have faster metabolism sometimes, hits them quicker and harder. It all depends, right? Yeah, I've heard that.
Well,
yes.
Me not being a regular smoker, apparently they all hit me pretty hard. So
I guess so. Yeah. I was missing you that day. I didn't know what happened. Oh man. Let's see. How many milligrams of THC? What you just said? He just said 20, right?
This one is 200 milligrams of Delta 8.
Sorry.
There's no THC in this one. He has sent me some that have a mix of both.
Got it. I know, Kiwi girl. That's so crazy. You would think New Zealand, like, okay, I've never been to New Zealand. I would love to go. It's definitely someplace I want to visit. After seeing Lord of the Rings, that just blew my mind. But I don't know. I feel like I know the Wicked Witch of the South China Sea is your president there, but yeah, I can't believe you guys can do that in New Zealand. I mean, it seems like such a natural thing for the South Pacific to me. I don't know why. Just for some reason, I associate even just the whole cannabinoid thing with the South Pacific. So it seems so strange to me. I think Australia the same thing. Kiwi says having fun in my country is illegal. I know. I don't know how you deal with that lady.
One of my clients was a famous cricket player from New Zealand, and New Zealand or Australia, I can't remember which. I think it was New Zealand, but I was talking to him about Australia one day, that I wanted to go check out Australia and New Zealand. He's like, "Oh, mate, definitely go to New Zealand." It's like Australia is just like America. You got to go to New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
So he convinced me
to get a taste of that scene. Yeah.
If I'm going to fly all the way out there, he said, spend the bulk of your time in New Zealand if you want to see something different.
Right.
Now you guys can convince me otherwise, but I have never been to Australia or New Zealand, and I want to go spend like 2 weeks in both, but he recommended spending the bulk of the time in New Zealand.
Okay. Gator says the CTB at the top does not match the CTB at the middle and the bottom. So Gator, what you're probably looking at is you're probably looking at the high, the average. The high and the average will definitely be there. So maybe that's what you're looking at, why the numbers are different. If you look at the low and the high, the average should be right in the middle of those 2 digits, I'm assuming, but I could be wrong. I don't know what app you're using. I had a coworker from New Zealand. He said that to go to New Zealand. Yeah. I've never heard anyone say not to. Jared, yeah, I'm from Boston, man. Yep. I'd like to go fishing in New England. Carl, where are you? Oh, in New Zealand. Melchizedek, what's up? Good evening tonight. Let's see. Ken says, as an international commercial airline pilot, I'll agree. Spend more time in New Zealand, says Ken. Ken, so what's going on with all the canceled flights? Can you talk to us a little bit about what exactly is going on with commercial airlines right now and the shortage of what are you guys short right now? Do you need runway staff? Do you need people in baggage? Do you need stewardesses, pilots? What is it you're missing right now? Why are we getting 300 cancellations on a Saturday at a Logan International Terminal? Kiwi Girl says, come out and do both, Tony.
I do gotta give a shout out to the Australian stewardesses though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, story for another day.
Okay. Is that from Qantas Airlines? Qantas never crashed. Qantas never crashed. Minnesota here. Oh, Kyle, you're in LA. You're in California. Okay. Yes, man. I'm from Boston. Yeah. Chris Norland still has to be proven wrong, even though he throws shades toward the AMC stock. You can prove Chris Norland wrong every day because every day he says AMC is going to zero, and that's impossible. So you can while on him every day and make fun of him because he doesn't always talk about when he says that. No kangaroos or koalas, says Walt. So Australia is also a must. Yeah, but they do have emus, right? I believe.
I think New Zealand is just more of a scenic place.
Very scenic.
If you're gonna fly all the way out there, I think you gotta allow adequate time to see both. But the recommendation was spend more time in New Zealand than Australia.
Yeah, Jared, I'm from the city, man. I'm from the inner city.
Punk. Dan Spencer wants to hear the air stewardess story. Short version of Dan. I was at a bar by myself, and this girl came up to me and said, "Hello," whatever Australian accent. Can you please pretend to talk to me because that guy over there is bothering me? Can you pretend you're my boyfriend? I don't need to tell you more than that. I don't need to tell you the rest of the story about how that worked out, Dan. But if that ever happens to you, just take it as a sign, my friend.
Run with it. New Zealand is where they filmed.
She was on an overnight. She was on an overnight in Taipei, as was I.
That's nice. That sounds like a fun story. I tell you, bartending in downtown Boston, we used to get a lot of the stewardesses to stay over from the hotels from the airport that would be overnight, and they would come into the restaurant, and yeah, you meet a lot of people when you're in that business and that hospitality. But it also mixes with the stewardesses, right? Because they're part of that too. I mean, they're part of the airline industry, but they're also part of the hospitality industry, right? So always connected with the stewardesses.
For all you single guys in the big city, just find out the hotel where the stewardesses stay. I don't need to say much more.
Yeah, there you go. Adrian says, Tony, is it possible you may be a member of the Mile High Club?
No comment.
Leave that to your imagination.
I do have 1 million miles on American Airlines, and I'm going to end the story right there.
There you go. Yeah, before Scarlett comes in there. Airlines are paying triple time to pilots to fly. I know, Liz Clayman. Short on fuel. That's another problem, right? We got a problem with diesel right now. I mean, not the diesel, jet fuel. Yeah, that's a problem. I wish they would just put an end to this war, man. I don't know what we're dragging it out for. The war is over. Do you still hear the nutbags on TV calling to get NATO troops on the ground in Ukraine? Like, guys, this is over. I don't understand. What are we doing here? Why is he still sending more money to Ukraine? The war is over.
Today, I heard him talking about why are we not? It was Krim Jamer. Why are we not writing? He literally said, "Why are we not writing blank checks to Lockheed and Raytheon to send the best anti-aircraft missiles that we have over there?"
We just gave him $40 billion.
He literally said, "Why are we not writing blank checks?"
Man, it's so crazy. I mean, Biden is in Europe, the centerpiece of NATO, with at the G7 summit, and Putin is missile striking Kyiv. That is just spitting in all of NATO's face. Like, you guys are all having your meeting. I'm going to bomb Kyiv tonight. How's that? I haven't been there in 3 months. But we've taken all our objectives from the east and the south. We own the entire port area. You cannot get anything in or out. And now, just for shits and giggles, while you're at the G7, we're going to drop some ordnance on, a mall. I don't understand what it's going to take. Thank you, Liz. 54 billion. Someone said 55 billion, actually. Yeah, in total. Yes. Oh, Captain No Likey says triple pay is fine, but FAA limits flight times and many are the limit with no reserves to cover irregular ops.
It's because they laid them all freaking off. One of my buddies is a pilot for United, and I remember him telling me in 2020 they were cutting his pay by, I forget the number, something ridiculous. Like, he's like, I'm making less than a teacher. I was like, well, at least you still have a job, fucker.
Yeah.
But he was a former pilot for the Navy, a trainer, and then he got a job at United. And where does he live? Up in somewhere outside of Seattle. What's that?
Bellevue. Bellevue.
Huh?
Bellevue. The
No,
tech area?
something Bay
Bellingham.
or something Lake. He lives in a very scenic city, somewhere up in Washington State. And he was complaining because they were cutting his pay. And then I think he got laid off. But they were laying off so many pilots. And that was the big mistake the airlines made, was just laying people off. And thinking they were just going to sit around and wait to get called back. Now the airlines are screwed. Not like
where did all that money go? Where'd all that money go?
Where'd all that money go? Did we bail out the airlines in 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
another
fact that I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. They got tons of money because they were hurting, right? Remember, that was what Bill Ackman was shorting, was the airlines, the hotels, when he came out on CNBC.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why they got bailed out, because they got shorted to shit. They've been bailed out
so many times I can't even keep it straight. You know.
That's why Chamath. That's what I was saying. Someone got in the comments on me. It was Chamath Palmataria there that said, next time let him fucking go broke. That's it. If you can't handle your shit and get your business together, you don't deserve having a business. I'm not getting bailed out if I screw up my YouTube channel and get caught like Jeffrey Toobin doing something I'm not supposed to. I don't get bailed out by the government, but everybody else does. It seems like money laundering, simple as that. And that's coming from San Diego laundromats. He knows all about laundering.
Gig Harbor is where he lives.
Gig Harbor? Okay.
Yeah.
I never heard of that. It's nice. You've been there?
No, but he sent me pictures and said, anytime you need a place to stay up in Gig Harbor, come visit us and let us host you. It looks really pretty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me see. What is it called?
Gig, G-I-G, Harbor. Yep. Cruise line girls are the best, Walt says. Walt.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, this is nice. This is on the coast. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, no, it's not on the coast. Well, it is. It is. It's on. It's in the. I guess you call this an inlet, right?
Population 12,000.
That's nice. Oh, let's see. Ukraine is the world's largest money laundering country for politicians. Since 2014, absolutely.
Adrian says I'd love to watch a load of money literally get washed in a washing machine. Adrian, I'm going to one up you. Cover your ears if you're squeamish. 3, 2, 1. Wipe your ass with $100 bill and flush it down the toilet, Adrian. That's when you know you've made it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a great point. Clark said, I watched the video earlier tonight saying 1 million Democrats have left the Democratic Party. They've joined the GOP. So, yeah, from what I understand, there's been 1 million registrations for the Republican Party so far this year and 650,000 Democrats. So it's right now, it's a 60% advantage. That would be a red wave. And here's my biggest thing. This is my biggest pet peeve about this whole thing, especially with the Roe versus Wade. Congress, back when Obama was in office, his second term, had a supermajority in Congress. They could have passed anything they wanted. So if they wanted to pass the legislation back then to codify Roe versus Wade, they should have done it then when they had the supermajority. But they didn't want to do it. They never wanted to do it because half those Democrats are Catholics who think they're getting into heaven on some delusional ideas like Pelosi and all them. But they could have done this back in 2018 and they 2016 and or 2015, and they didn't do it. They could have done it any of those years if they had a supermajority. With flying colors, they could have passed any law they wanted to codify it, and they chose not to. So for all of them to sit up there right now, anyone who was in Congress back then that was a Democrat should be ashamed of themselves because they could have ended this a long time ago. So shut up, Nancy Pelosi, and stop preaching to everyone about what you think and your poems. If you really wanted to do this, you would have done it in 2015 when you had a supermajority and you had all three branches of government too. Oh God! All right, T. I'm definitely gonna wrap it up. It's 1:15, and my pizza is. I can smell my pizza. So my stomach's. Yeah, I can smell it from the other room. The AC's blowing it in here. So yeah, I need to eat. All right, guys.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We will see you. I'm going to be up early, hopefully, watching pre-market. And if things are spicy, I'll be on when the market opens. If I'm not, I'll be in the Discord and monitoring things and jumping in if it gets popping in the morning. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We love you.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks to the mods who came on tonight: Diaz, Adrian, Liz, Clayman, Pam. If I missed you, I think I saw Tell Dog in there. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but thank you to all you guys. Everyone who chatted tonight to help keep us being able to. I mean, I just tried to upload to Restream to send Tony the trying to send him the link for Restream, and they put a block on me. I had to upgrade my account. This for some reason before this live stream, I had to upgrade from a standard to what's the next one? Business account. Personal account?
No, not personal. Professional.
Yeah. So, which is a $40 upcharge. So, why? I don't know. It's been working fine just doing the restreams like we've done. So, I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for helping out with all this kind of stuff. Really appreciate it.
Don't forget, standing orders are make sure you go on Twitter and hashtag AMC and post all your trades.
And go see a movie before the 30th so we can get rid of this
debt. Go see a movie
and
before the 30th. Yes.
Yeah.
I will post the next movie I go to before the 30th. Black Phone sounds like a good one.
That's where I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go tomorrow night since I can't go on live. I think I'll go tomorrow night and see it. Yeah, I'm convinced now to go see it. So thank you guys so much. Love all you and have a great night. And we'll see you either tomorrow or Wednesday. Love you guys. Good night.